Okay.
Gotcha.
I've done everything I can, at least I can think of so far, to reduce it and load in better. But we'll see how it goes.
No, that's fine. If it does keep struggling, just make sure that your computer's not trying to do it like a Windows update or something.
Team update.
Yeah, something like that. Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to Crabby D&D. I'm here with my players, Kat.
Hi.
Damian.
Hello.
Kay.
Break this puppy in already.
Kirv.
Hey.
Romulus. Romulus is unusually quiet. Something has happened. I can see his mouth's moving, he's just forgotten he's muted.
I was simply struck silent by the vision of a rat riding a spider.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the humanity, or lack thereof.
Neither of us are humans, so.
Or manatees.
Hence why I said, or lack thereof.
And Vinny.
Hello.
Currently, unfortunately, Simon is having a little bit of technical issues, but he is still here in spirit. And worst case scenario, we can post pictures to Discord as to what's happening, and he can tell us what he wants to do.
96% here.
Yeah, this is where he got started.
Okay. He's loading in just his pick color. Okay, I can't see that. Anyway, so yes, welcome back. No announcements really to make. Anything? No, nothing from any of you lot.
Oh.
No.
The great evil has been defeated through the power of removing subscriptions.
Oh yes, I am aware. So yes, just to date this, for those who do not know, the OGL is now back to being welcome people to use. For now, I will remind people who are watching this to still remain careful and vigilant. They've held a gun to the back of our head after making a promise for 23 years. It doesn't mean they won't do it again. So remain vigilant and never forget. Yeah. I think that's about it. So, are you all sitting comfortably?
I'm extremely uncomfortable.
Oh, my
Headbands.
My seat is trying to kick me off of it.
Very true. Having fumbled their way down further than before into the Jade Mine, the party of Kat, Damian, Kay, Romulus, and Vinny stumbled across an elven silk spinner performing a ritual. Kay wanted to interrupt the ritual. He snuck in and tried to take the spellbook, interrupting the silk spinner. With the ritual mucked up, a purple tiefling appeared in the acidic ooze, looking for a goose. Anyway, with the spiders now becoming active, the party jumped into action and began to chase the silk spinner, which is where we shall pick up. So, with the silk spinner running out of the chamber, the pool of ooze sizzling from where Kirv had previously landed in it, we pick up at the top of the initiative with the silk spinner's turn. So, the silk spinner at the top of the turn is going to, at this point, other than shouting out in Elven, if any of you understand Elven, which I believe was none of you.
Nope.
As he shouts something out to the air, and just in general, regarding this particular scenario, he is going to use for his action.
Breakdance.
For his action, he is going to spend 2 spell points, and he is going to extend his hands outward and behind him, and you watch as in front of you, Kirv, across behind the blight spider, this web of tiny pieces of silk coats the entire thing and is covered in tiny spiders. As it is now fully obscured, you do not know where the silk spinner goes. Okay, end of the silk spinner's turn. Vinny, it is your go. While you are preparing your... Are you in tabletop or did it crash again?
It's just continually crashing.
Continually crashing.
It's not working.
Okay. You are currently at the back of the room. The eggs are around you. The ooze is currently sizzling in place from where Kirv has landed, or this unnamed figure to the rest of you, I believe. I don't think you've introduced yourself, Kirv. The blight spider standing in the way before Kirv, intercepting her from the silk spinner. The rest of your party is currently standing around. You watch as Kay just disappears off riding a giant spider. What would you like to try and do? I'm just sorting that out. I'm just going to get some tiles ready.
Okay. I
Commit war crimes.
Excuse me?
Yes, if I recall from last time, I believe I can get in range of the spider guarding the entrance. Not entrance, exit, I guess. The way
Yeah,
it's
so it'll be... So, you wouldn't be able to get past Romulus or Cat easily, but you could make an acrobatics check to go around the pool of ooze if you wish to. So it would be 5, I'll say 10, 15, and then you'd be able to take a swing.
How far would it be to jump over?
Because it wouldn't be a direct jump, it would be about 5-10 feet at most. Because you're trying to do it at an angle in order to land successfully.
Hmm.
And I don't know the jump rules, but in this instance we'll say... Because what's your strength? Your strength is...
10. So
10.
a jump of 5 feet should be trivial for me, but further is marginal.
So I'll say your choice of acrobatics or athletics if you wish to go round the ledge, either jumping or carefully and deftly jumping a bit and then landing on the small ledge and continuing on. You can do. But I'll leave that decision up to you.
Yeah, it's probably much safer to try and tightrope walk it in that case. My acrobatics is that much higher.
Okay.
Even if that potentially loses me a little bit of distance.
Okay, in which case, go ahead. This will be an acrobatics check. Are you in at the moment, or still trying to just load in?
Still trying to get in.
Still trying.
Would you be alright for me to roll?
Go for it. It's a +8 for acrobatics.
Okay, so that is a 12 plus 8. So that is a wonderful 20 total. Easy for you. You definitely, moving from one bit to the next, you step over the candle, jump, hop, and land, but just behind Kirv. The blight spider is ahead of you. It will have half cover from this angle still, just because Kirv is currently in that space. But you can attack it from where it's currently positioned. I'm also just going to roll for the nests that you have moved past. Nope, and yes. A spiderling spawns here, back where you were, as one of the eggs that you leave behind otherwise begins to burst, releasing a small hatchling.
Poor hatchling's gonna get murdered by cat.
Or Romulus.
It is the fate of all small baby creatures to be murdered by cat.
I'm gonna have to crank that one up to genocide +2.
Time is in. Kinda.
Yay! Nice.
You just gotta pick a color. Woo!
Yes.
There we go.
Put that there.
Oh, I can see where I am now. How bad was my move? Not terrible.
There.
This is about all I have the ability to do. I forgot
It's
forgot
quite.
just how blocked off this
Yeah.
area was.
Yep. Yeah, you've got a ledge to your north, which Kay's kind of just ended up going up anyway because of the giant spider. You got a ledge behind you, which now climbing would be extremely difficult, and you've got a flat way forward from here. So you're a little bit trapped in terms of where you are currently.
Yeah, the only useful things I could have done was this, or purposefully trigger the eggs to finish off the spiderlings and eliminate that threat. And we already have one war criminal in this party, so
Yeah.
don't need
Told you to commit war crimes, but no.
Look, I am contemplating the logistics of committing war crimes. Cut me some slack. I'll get round to it. Just
Give him a
Alright,
bit.
I will indeed cut you some slack.
Okay, will help.
Okay, so Vinny, what would you like to do in this instance? You can currently attack the Blight Spider if you wish. You'll just have half cover because of Curve.
That's unfortunate, but
Sorry.
it's fine. Someone has to be up close to it. I can, for a variety of reasons, sneak attack if this hits. So I'm going to attack with my main hand weapon.
And if I remember correctly, you used up the poison last time, didn't you?
The
On
poison's
the-
gone. Yes, I used that on
On the
fucking
trapper.
assassinating
Yeah.
the spider.
Yeah.
Right. Attack numero uno.
That hits and does plenty of damage on a spider that was already very much injured from its first strike. As Kirv came down and sliced through a portion of it, Vinny, you deftly jump behind her and then bring a scimitar slash narrowly down, deftly so as to not hit Kirv, but narrowly down past Kirv, maybe a few millimeters or an inch at most away from hitting Kirv. As you cut through the Blight Spider's head, you pull your blade back and it is once again poisoned. As you have just killed a Blight Spider.
Woo.
I'll remove the Blight Spider.
When we get to stupid high levels, we should just carry around a blight spider to stab so we can stab other people.
That wouldn't go well.
You sure? Sounds pretty funny to me.
The 1 in
I'll
5
make
attacks
a
that it would
good
land
point.
against you would start eating away at you pretty quickly.
I will put it in a bag.
Giant jar.
Yeah, that sounds about right for you two.
In case of emergencies, break glass, there's just a spider behind it.
There we go. Now you get
Yeah,
that.
this
Yeah.
is the rare magic. This is the like custom magic item the bag of spiders holding.
Ah.
It contains an infinite pocket dimension and it's full
Of
Oh,
spiders.
Spiders.
Oh, that's
so,
terrifying.
hold on. Who gets it and gives it to Cat?
Ah, but then she'd kill the infinite spiders.
No, because here's the problem. If we give it to Kay, he'll just hold it over his mouth like a panic bag and just eat spiders. And then he'll close the bag and be done for the day.
So Chris, how much for a bag of infinite spiders?
More than you have, ever. So,
Have
is
you
that...
considered
Okay,
I want it?
Can I rephrase this question? How much for infinite snack bag?
We'll discuss that later. So, Vinny.
I still have some movement.
Yes, you only use 15 feet to move there. Correctly, there shouldn't be. There's only one there, but Damian's in between it, so it's not a worry.
I have a bonus action attack still.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the interest of getting out of the way, I'm gonna go back
Okay, make me another acrobatics
to
check.
where I
please.
started.
Okay, I need to
It's
roll
me
for
rolling.
that
I'm gonna
one.
roll a 1. Can't imagine.
Now that it's you rolling, that's not going to be good. Okay, still with your +8, that's more than enough. You jump back. Being mindful to not to slip into the ooze, and as a little bit of the ledge down into it, which is only about maybe 2-3 feet at most. It's not that far. A few of the rocks tumble in and sizzle as they hit the acid itself as you land on the ledge opposite. Spiderling just crawling out of its egg in front of you.
Okay.
I wish
don't
Damian
want
had
this-
observed that. He'd have some questions.
Don't want this hitting our friends from behind, so I'm going to attack my offhand weapon.
Okay, go ahead. Give me an attack roll. So find the AC of a spiderling. Giant spiderling. Okay.
Probably good enough.
Probably that's a 9.
Hits. These are
Okay.
these are
That is-
babies,
That is
remember.
tragic. That is
Yeah,
just tragic.
They
If
have-
I remember correctly, they have an AC of like 8.
Yep.
God. It's
Yeah,
even
I mean
worse now.
it's soft chitin. They're not that strong when it comes to it.
Cats just
This is
been
I hit
bullying
on
them,
a
popping them.
2. That's
How much damage?
that's 6 damage.
Okay. Yep, that hits. Or that Sorry,
Yeah.
that hits, 6 damage, kills it instantly.
Okay, you see Vinny dancing back over the ledge, getting out of the way, looking like he might be about to tumble, and then sort of gracefully leap forward and slash through this thing in one blow.
Okay. With that, is that your turn? That's your action, bonus action?
That's everything, yeah. And I believe I used all 30 feet of my movement, so that's me
Well
done.
done, Vinny. You managed
Okay.
to save Cat from herself.
Okay.
No more genocides.
Okay, in the interest of this, you are currently in the other room on the back of this spider. The room around you is different compared to the rest. You've still got the natural cavern to either side. You can see pot marks where bits have been chipped away, where jade may have once been. You can see a plethora of eggs and kind of nooks and cracks around here. A few woven up bodies in like heavy silk. And you can see long spider webs that connect from one section of the room to the other. You also see, from this angle, as the spider kind of turns and begins to lead into this chamber, what looks to be a table, with what looks to be some jade, currently sat on its surface. You also note the overturned minecart at the end.
Yes. Well,
Otherwise, you note all these directions.
I see the things. I see one of the things that we have come here for. I'm going to attempt to try and finish off this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if I do not, Kay is going to try and aim the spider for the table.
Okay, so you're going to... I'll say this will be... Here's what I'll do. Make me an attack. This will be an attack with intent to drive the creature, I'll say in this instance. And if it kills it, you get to ground it. If it doesn't kill it, then you just get to move it. You'll still have your offhand attack with this. Versus a giant spider, I believe that hits.
7 plus 7, 14.
That should hit. I believe they've got an AC of 12. I'll need to double check, but that should be alright. So what was the damage?
Damage
Oh, 14. No,
is-
hits dead on. Just
Oh,
hits.
cool. Damage. Oh, of course it spun around.
Total damage?
1 plus 4 plus 2.
Okay, half of that will be 3. Okay. So, with the attack with intent, that is enough to kill it. As you drive your tail further into it, you begin to... was it your tail or bite? Sorry for this.
It's my tail.
Okay, with your tail driven into it, you try to use it like a steering wheel or a... things on the back of the boats that I can't remember the name of.
Rudder.
Rudder, thank you.
But,
You begin to curve the giant spider that begins to stumble into the room and stops to a skid. Due to it being a spider, none of the eggs seem to be activated, but the spider otherwise falls dead at your feet. I accidentally deleted Kay's tile. Whoops.
Okay.
no,
No,
okay.
Tay jumped in front of God's wrath. No, take me.
So, Kay, I'll say you can be on any of these 4 tiles of your choice.
The one closest to the table.
This one here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the table.
Okay, so in this instance, you can see a little bit more of the room, as you can see that it is a very open room, and what may have once been some gathering chamber, or potentially the initial mining area. Either way, combat for the most part has come to a slow. Actually, no, because Kay is still in a very hostile environment, so I'm still going to take this by initiative order, I think. Because he's now in an area that's got spiders in it, but he doesn't know where they are and how many.
I've seen a couple. You said that I saw a couple last time.
You did. You saw them moving around. You just don't know what they are.
Well, since it's still my turn,
Mm-hmm.
Kay is going to be stealthily, as he can, going to the table and grabbing the jade.
Okay, go
that's
ahead.
on the table.
I'll say go ahead and make me a stealth check, please. This will be a regular roll, because this will use your action, but then grabbing the jade as a bonus action.
I still get advantage, because this is still rocky terrain.
That's true. Also, it actually... Sorry, you used your action to attack, wouldn't you? So for, in this instance, stealthing, it will be a flat roll, because you'll be doing it with your bonus action. Picking up with as part of that bonus action will still be fine, so we'll take the left one. Because the disadvantage is counted out by the advantage.
That be a 18.
Okay, still plenty. As you otherwise slide off of it and you land there, You sneak over to the table and you swipe a few jade as you're currently hiding under a stool, and you can begin to hear movement around you. Okay.
Kay is going to wait here until he can be able to hide effectively.
Okay. End of your go. It now moves on to the spiderlings' turns. There are currently no spiderlings. Cat, it is your go.
No genocide can occur. That's good.
Yet.
I mean, there's nothing around.
Of course, there's plenty around. You just can't see it.
Yeah. Right now, you're currently surrounded by various eggs. That's about it.
Damn.
Tempting targets. Kill them before they have.
Yes, I'm just gonna smush it. No, I'm not really gonna smush the eggs. Look this up. There's not really a whole lot I can do. I will.
Commit more spider crimes.
Not commit any spider crimes.
You
I will
should say
move.
that now.
I will move forward. So if Vinny needs to get by up here, it can.
Sorry, Kirv, you look there.
And I'll hold my action / movement, whichever really, to make sure I'm not in the way of anyone. There's not really much I can do otherwise. And flying Jeff in here could be a disaster.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
looking at the webs.
Okay, so you had all of that going on. Okay. At the end of your turn then, Romulus, you're up.
Oh boy.
You
Oh
saw
boy,
Kay
oh boy.
disappear off into another area, but that's about it.
The real question is, how the fuck do I get around without setting off more fucking spiderlings?
You can move as if it's difficult terrain to get from one place to another, but if you were to move into the same space as them, then it will be considered difficult terrain. So it will take 20 feet of movement to move through any of those tiles that are currently covered with web.
Well, I've got my 15-foot back to fucking Corbin, so
That's true.
can I pole vault, Kirv, and Cat?
The ceiling is not high enough for that currently. Currently, Kirv stands
Fuck.
at about the height of the entrance to this to the next area.
All right. Correct
Just
me if
go
I'm wrong.
duck them over them.
I may have misunderstood. Is there still a
Spider there?
Web.
No,
no
there.
web
web.
there?
A web? Yes, there is.
And is that approximately 15 feet away from me?
Roughly so, yeah.
I'm just gonna maneuver past everyone like along this line and just sort of hack at it a little.
With your back to Corbin?
Yeah.
Well, it's 15 foot long, so you wouldn't need to move that far, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do that.
so moving there, so 5-10 movement. Okay, you move your back to Corbin and give it kind of a swirl. As you do that, go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
I don't like it when you make me do things like that.
Those little spiders,
I
man.
mean, it was a spell, so. Yeah.
Oh, that's not super great. Wisdom save, you said. That's a 5.
Okay, you take 1 point of psychic damage, and I would like you to roll for a direction that
Can
you will
I-
move in.
Can I put forward that I'm very far away from them?
No, because as you break the spider web, you watch as these spiders skitter along your back to Corbin at great speed and begin to grab onto your skin and begin to crawl over you as you feel the skittering and the uncomfortableness of them running through in between your hairs of fur.
And all right, so this movement thing. What do I roll for it precisely?
You roll a d8, and this will see what direction you go into.
Can you tell me which are the good? What would be a good direction for me to?
1, because you physically can't go that direction right now.
The time when you want to roll one, and you will roll an 8.
Come on, D8. You know that I'm bad at you normally. I just need you to do your job. I just need you to do your job and be shit, like every time I've rolled you ever in this entire campaign.
At least the upside is if you wound up going for a bath, that'll melt the spiders off.
True. Hopefully he doesn't get a 4.
3.
3. Okay. You begin to run, trying to push past Damian,
of
Damian,
course.
roll me an athletics check versus Romulus's. Romulus, I believe you are currently still raging. Go ahead and roll it with advantage, please.
Splendid. I knew I was going to be.
I am
squished
so
by it.
sorry.
Oh, you're not going to be squished. You're
Crazy.
just going to be pushed out of the way if you fail here.
Oh,
Okay.
he was so close.
Yeah,
but
Romulus.
that's already a 20.
Okay.
I got a 22.
Okay, as this happens, Romulus pushes past using his movement. He is then going to try and push past Kirv. Kirv, go ahead and roll me an athletics check. Versus Romulus.
There's a wall for the most part in my way.
Sorry, so that's
5,
what?
10. You are rolling an athletics check. It's one of your skills that might be on the
I'm
core
so
page
sorry.
or the overlay, I'm not sure. So 5, 10. What's your movement speed currently, Romulus?
Oh, it's
35.
Okay, so I've already moved 10 feet, so it's 35.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So yeah, you'd be able to make it here running in this direction.
I don't want to, but I will, I guess.
Sorry, so acrobatics. I'm a.
Or
it was
athletics.
right? Oh,
Athletics.
sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So
I'm
D20
so sorry.
roll and then add
Athletics,
your
1 and
athletics.
20.
Yep.
You can do this.
19
18 plus 1, 19. Yeah.
versus Romulus's.
24.
Okay. So, as Romulus does this, you watch as the spiders shoot towards him, and he immediately panics as he runs forward, back to Corbin still held out like it's a pike. As you two shift out of the way as he pushes past, and ends up in this particular space. Now, remind me, who has the light? It's Cat and Damian, isn't it?
Yep.
So you can't see too much further, but you can see further in. As you walk down here, I need to make... Alright, 3d6 rolls for these.
My cabbages.
This is watching Avatar.
Yeah.
It just activates every single web nest.
1,
Oh, let's
2.
go.
Oh,
How many
no.
are there? 2,
Romulus.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh.
Petition to rename this episode "Bull in a Spider Shop."
Maybe for everything else, yeah. Alright, so 4 spiderlings spawn as Romulus rushes by after swinging his back to Corbin, panicked in this particular scenario. That is all of your movement, and you have spent your action performing a back to Corbin attack. So you have your bonus action left, I believe.
Can you do that when you panic?
Yeah, in this instance you can still do stuff when you're panicking, it just consumes your movement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just in your instance, we were out of combat and you were running into them.
Gotcha. And then helpfully found the chamber.
Yes. Oh, actually. Actually, no, I am wrong. Romulus, you can currently see in this chamber, as there is a dull green glow coming from this particular section of the room.
That's not nice.
It's the magic glowing broken pickaxe of doom.
I want it. Mad
What,
things
to
I
kill
can
more
do with
spiders?
that.
Surrounded by spiders. Such is my life. Oh god. Have I still got my bonus action technically?
Yeah.
Can I bonus action horn one of these spiderlings?
Yeah, I mean, you spent your action to attack the web, so yeah, that's allowed.
Awesome. In that case, which one is worse, do you think?
Hit one.
Which? Because it doesn't really matter which one. Oh no, I'm going at disadvantage because I've got to hit them with a fucking Bector. Wait, my horns don't count because they're part of me.
They count as weapons still. Fists and everything. So rolling with disadvantage here, I'm afraid.
Fuck. Oh.
The disadvantage
Well, at
of the
least I
back to
add my
Corbin.
rage.
Here comes the one. Here comes the
I,
one.
I think I did establish previously. I asked this question. You said no, and no. Yeah, well, it hits.
It hits still,
that's
yeah.
5
and that will,
damage.
yep, that will quite happily kill. Which spiderling was it?
I'm gonna go blue.
Okay. Blue one is dead. As you swing
I'll be
with
right
your
back.
horns, just kind of flailing around with your back to Corbin as it scrapes against the walls, catching in webs. You scrape your horns towards this spiderling that just crawls out of its egg and it's smushed against the wall. Okay. Okay. end of that, we then move on to the next in the initiative order, which is the lairs stuff. So we have 3 spiderlings on the field, plus I need to roll 5d6s. It's 1 6, 2 1, 3 1s. Oh no. Okay. So I would like Cat to roll me 1 dexterity saving throw, and Vinny, I would like you to roll 3 for me, please.
Oh my god!
1 dex save. Oh, good.
I love the fact that both of you are right next to the pool. This is going to end badly.
That's 10 plus that's just 13.
13. Okay, you succeed. You take no acid damage as 3 of the eggs that are in the pool explode into this kind of small gout of acid, which scatters in all directions. Vinny, I need you to make 3 of these.
Yes.
You are trying to beat a
9.
DC of 10. So 1 fail.
Oh. 1 fail.
Second fail.
How is Vinny failing dex saves?
Ah. An natural 20.
Well,
Okay. Okay, so as 2 of these explosions go off, you take a total of 5 points of acid damage between the 2 of the explosions.
Yikes.
As the
But
acid
actually, that's not too bad.
As the acid hits you and begins to burn, you begin to feel kind of this lingering pain. If you haven't got it off of you by the end of your next turn, you will take an additional 1d4 or 2d4 acid damage because you were hit twice.
Ouch.
So you'll need a way to get this off of you. And 1 spiderling hatches as you note that its abdomen is glowing bright green. And it is going to move over to here, crawling through the acid as it is immune. And he's going to make an attack versus... Actually, no, we'll just make an attack versus Vinny. He's the closest. Okay. That is a 11 to hit.
Misses.
Misses. Okay. Completely misses as it goes to bite against you. Misses entirely. This one is going to move into the closest target, which would be the one that it can... Oh no, all the candles were put out, weren't they? So this one moves towards Vinny as well. So it will get flanking, so that's a +2. That misses. That's an 11 to hit as well. 1 versus Damian. That's a 13 to hit, doesn't hit. And the one versus Romulus, that is a 19 to hit.
I would like to say no.
You take 2 points of piercing damage, halved to 1. And go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Here comes the one again.
And we'll see.
Don't fucking laugh. It's true. What am I? Is this disadvantage? Advantage? What? I don't know. Just a flat roll.
Roll. Yep. It's a con save, so yeah. Yep, you're fine. So you take no additional poison damage from the bite. Okay.
No, get off.
As these
Flick.
as these spiderlings all begin to kind of climb on you and begin to bite and try and grab onto you as best they can, Vinny and Damian, you two otherwise manage to avoid all of it. While Romulus, you get nibbled, but you kind of feel the poison coursing through you, and you just flex your muscles, cutting off circulation, and the poison diffuses. Okay.
I like to imagine I flex my muscle and the poison just shoots back out at the spider.
Okay. So, okay, I'll say, given this is, I'll do what you see when we get to just before your turn to let you decide what you want to do.
Okay.
Okay. Kirv, you're up.
Am I able to move past Romulus?
You can, yes. In this, you'll be able to move. Given the tight spacing here, it would be, because you aren't a large creature like Cat or Romulus, it will just be difficult terrain. So you'll be able to move through. If you don't want to disturb the eggs, however, it will cost additional movement. So it will take 20 feet to move through here if you don't want to disturb the eggs. If you don't care about the eggs, then it will be 10 feet of movement.
I don't know if Kirv would have put 2 and 2 together yet.
Okay, so 10 feet
But
of
also,
movement.
can I check the spinny guy? Would Kirv have seen which way they went?
From this angle, no, because they cast the spell, putting up a bunch of webbing covered in spiders between you and them, and then they're now no longer there, so you don't know where they are currently. I will say you do see the glowing green section over here, though, which I believe I can... There we go. Which you can see much more clearly with your dark vision. You can see what looks to be this large clump of green crystal, and in the center of it at the back is a tiny bead of almost like a green gem of some form.
But she can see that it's a dead end.
Yes. Otherwise, you can see upwards. There seems to be a pathway downwards that leads down here further. You're not entirely sure what's down here. And other than that, you have no idea about the rest of this.
Would it have been... well, I guess it depends exactly where Romulus is, but would it be outrageous for her to try and slide between his legs?
To move to here,
Yeah.
that will be an athletics check, as you'll be trying to tumble through Romulus's space.
Yeah.
I'm happy to, like... I am very big. So is there any way that provides any assistance here?
Do you want to spend your reaction to let it happen? To guarantee it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay.
Whoa.
I want you to just imagine, though, that exactly what happens is that I do like a timing perfect, like, legs akimbo, and then,
Frame perfect legs akimbo. Got it.
and then of course we start just murdering spiders, as you do. It's like the start of like a really bad 80s dance routine.
Okay, so we have how many? We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we have 7. Oh, you're doing this without worrying about the lair as well, or about the nests and stuff. So could you move your hand, please, Harlan, just so I can see how many are behind your hand there?
My apologies.
7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 nests I need to roll d6s for.
Oh no.
Thank you, Kev. Need your day for.
1. 2. 2.
Okay.
Remember, I'm rolling. Remember, I'm still rolling like. I need to roll a 6 in order for them to spawn here, so it's not
So statistically,
guaranteed.
that's about right.
Statistically, that is about right. Yeah. So I'll put that one there, and I'll have that one there. Yeah.
So was that athletics check?
No, because Romulus used his reaction to just allow it to happen.
So it was going to be okay anyway.
Yeah, it's all good. So in this instance, as you otherwise slide underneath Romulus's legs as he opens them, in that moment, you slide through, and as you get onto the other side, you watch a few of the nests otherwise begin to quiver with your movement through the webbing. And as this happens, you watch as a few of the eggs begin to split open and small spiderling creatures climb out.
So do I still have an action? Can I still
Yep.
attack?
Yep.
Yeah, because it was just moving. Okay, I think I want to go for the spiderling in the bottom left between me and Romulus.
Okay.
I have posted exactly what happens in the chat.
Uh-huh. Between the two walls, yeah.
Yeah.
Romulus only wishes he could do that.
I am highly athletic.
Says the man that got stuck in a chimney.
I broke out, didn't I?
That requires strength, not
Yeah,
athletic.
that's not athletic. That's just brute force.
They have they make a solid point. All right, so
I disagree with
Spider decapitation by
Okay.
a scythe.
Yep, go ahead and make me an attack roll. So roll d20 and add
Okay.
your to hit.
Yes. Is that 2d6
2d6 damage, yep.
I'll be right back real quick.
Oh dear.
Yep, that hits, but these things have 2 hit points, so you do more than enough damage to slice through one of these little things and tear it apart. As you slide through Romulus's legs, kind of standing back up, you spin around with the scythe, cutting a few of the webs, but ultimately slicing through the small spiderling which Romulus has just freshly pinged off of him. As you stand up right next to Romulus. Okay. Anything you wish to do with your bonus action?
high five,
No.
obviously.
Oh my gosh. Hopefully one day.
Not now.
No, I'm good.
Okay, Damian, you are up. You have a fresh spiderling right next to you that's beginning to wiggle.
Meat's back
Love
on the
them
menu, boys.
wiggles.
Right, well, I guess this is a very simple turn. Yeah. Oh, actually, is the ledge right behind this spiderling?
Yes.
Can I bonus action first push it to try and pin it, and then overkill squish it, just for laughs?
No, overkill squish.
Spartan
I'll
kicking
say
it up to the
make.
edge.
I'll say make me an attack roll, and we'll have that as be the flavour of squishing it against the ledge. Also, the ledge goes up, not down, so it wouldn't be Sparta kicking here.
Aw.
Sorry, but
Why
you
must
are
we
in the
do
pit right now. I mean, Damian could Sparta kick you into the acid pit.
Tempting.
I will
Don't-
kick it. No, I won't.
Don't tempt him.
Oh no!
Oh wow! Thank you for doing that one.
So, as you go to shove the spider and try to squish it against the wall, you end up squishing it into one of the pop holes, or pop marks against the wall itself where they'd previously mined out. And as you pull your shield away, feeling pleased with yourself, it's going to use its reaction to attack you as you turn around and thinking it's dead. That is, however, an 8 to hit, which doesn't hit, as it otherwise bites against the back of your armour and you're perplexed as to how it's not dead.
So that was my bonus action.
That would have been your bonus action and part of your action, I guess, if you... Well, it was your action to attack it and push it against the wall.
Right.
Yeah, it was just flavouring it with the shove. Unless you want to try again, I'll allow it with the bonus action this time.
I suppose.
Alright, go ahead. I'll say make me another attack roll to see if you can squish it. These things only have 2 HP, so I'm okay with it. Yeah. This time, as you're like, get it done properly this time, you squish, and then you press until you watch as this green ichor begins to slide down the edge of your shield, and you pull away, and it's just this flat pancake of a spider against the wall.
You guys are so vicious. What did the spider legs ever do to you?
They
They were
spawned.
creepy and weird.
To be fair,
You're creepy and weird.
they became targets, and frankly, to Damian, he has to keep the rest of the party safe. This is his job.
Okay.
Looking pretty
baby
creepy and weird
spider.
yourself, though.
End of your turn. It is the Silk Spinner's turn. Kay,
Yes.
you watch as the Silk Spinner runs into this room and is going to expend 3 spell points to cast Cure Wounds 2nd level on the spider that you killed.
Well, it's dead, so,
Well, it was dead.
wait. What?
He's Cure Woundsing it to bring it back.
It brought it back to life?
We'll say in this instance the monster, it would have died if he hadn't intervened before then.
A giant
I get
spider.
another chance of breaking in the spider.
Certainly try. Alright. I need to roll 3d8 plus his modifier, which is a plus that. So it gains... Ooh, that's pretty good. Okay, cool. Spider gains that much health.
32.
No, not that much. Okay.
Look, I tried to help.
So he
Sorry,
kneels
what?
down, spends his action, placing his hand on the spider, and the spider just begins to like gently nibble his hand as a thank you. He is then going to, as a bonus action, proceed to look around the room to see if he is being followed.
This is very sweet.
oh,
but
actually,
you
no.
do have to keep it.
No, as a bonus action, you watch as he places his hand on his chest, and you watch as from around him the webbing and what looks to be like these blight pods begin to grow up the side of his armor and skin onto his face, and then sink into it for a moment. As he, as you watch as this strange, almost plague-like armor begins to form around him.
Huh.
That seems a little rude, but okay.
So he's just become a Chaos Space Marine.
Effectively, yeah. You know, as he stands up and kind of steps away, you watch as the spider kind of rights itself, and you begin to note that it is covered in these green nodules. But it looks really weak, strangely enough. Almost like it's had a fungal infection across it now.
Interesting.
Okay. That is the end of his turn. They currently do not know that you are there, it would seem, as they haven't done anything against you. Vinny, it is your go.
It is my go. Okay, I need to find some way of getting this acid off me.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of thing is going to work for that?
There's a spiderling you could use to wipe it off.
Ah, like a wet rag.
Oh my goodness.
Is that not how the rest of you clean yourselves?
Oh, so I don't know if this works, but that's like a full Raviki moment when he splits open the nut thing and just gets a little bit of juice out to
Santa's
wipe on the
hands.
Simba. Just like, refreshing cut.
Oh, go over to Kay, crack a spider open, take the little bit. Simba. Oh no. So, Vinny, what would you like to try?
Honestly, that's not the worst suggestion. Do I have anything else that I could wipe myself off with?
Do you have
Otherwise, trying to
any?
scrape it off with my hands seems like it might be a.
Do you have any what to scrape it off with? Sorry.
I'm just trying to see if I have anything else.
There's water. Right there. It might be a little green, but it's water.
That's what we
Okay.
call spicy water.
But what, you know what? Well, sometimes the best thing to do is to fight acid with acid.
Exactly. One might be stronger. So let's just hope it's. You know what? We might want to hope it's one on your hand.
Water skin.
Water skin could work. Problem is, then I'd be out of water.
Mm.
Screw it. If I kill one of these spiderlings, can I use it to try and wipe some of the acid off?
I'll say yeah. I'll say as part of your. I'll take your attack action to do so. I'll say with your offhand weapon if you wish to not use the poison, and then your bonus action will be grabbing the spider remains and wiping it over you if you wish.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay.
I
Go
will
ahead and
attack the red one.
Yep.
Since
And it has nothing
that
in
one
connection to
is
it.
red, and I'm suspicious of that.
Okay. You get
Will sneak attack if it hits, because why not?
because swashbuckler. Yep.
Oh wait, no, it can't. It's not the only enemy adjacent to me, and no one else is, so it won't.
So it'll just be
won't
the
sneak
top
attack, so
D6 then.
just take the top one,
Yeah.
which it doesn't
Doesn't really
matter
matter
because that's 8 damage.
yeah, that's enough. As you take your scimitar, slice it in half as you reach forward with your other hand, grabbing a part of it, and just like a cracked coconut, begin to wipe the inside over you as it runs across your the acid in place. As the innards of the spider begin to mix with the acid itself, the acid begins to almost cling or mix with the spider insides and kind of diffuses off into the ground below. As you will not be taking the acid damage at the end of your turn, and that spiderling is now dead.
Cool.
Well, that was gross even for me.
I don't really want to be standing next to the acid, so I will risk a opportunity attack because I
Okay.
think it's going to miss. Move over here. I don't have a bonus action to disengage, so
Okay. It is going to make an attack against you. That is a natural 1. Do you wish to make an attack against it as you leave? Using your reaction.
yes, please.
Okay.
I get the feeling this thing is going to explode in acid when I hit it and waste all my effort, but that's fine.
You don't have to attack it if you don't want to from the natural 1,
If
but
anything,
that's up
it's
to
actually
you.
quite funny.
Yeah, cat will get smashed with it. Which would be brilliant.
No, I would like to kill it because I think it would be very funny to do so.
Okay.
This one now is the only enemy, so
Yep.
I will sneak attack.
You will get sneak attack.
It will not matter because my minimum damage is 5 and that massively overkills it.
Yep. Yes, that hits. Yes, that overkills it. As you spin around, as you leave, you watch as it lunges towards you and it hits against the ledge and begins to scramble with its legs as it's unable to really get a grip. As it slides, you just bring your scimitar down, slicing into it before taking a step back as you watch as it explodes. I'd like you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. I'm good at these when I don't roll a 3 and a 2, so...
Very simple, Simon. Just
Jeez.
do better.
Oh,
Ooh.
DC was again 10. As it explodes, the acid otherwise...
19.
Okay. As the acid explodes, it begins to cover the... as it was still inside the inside of the reservoir, it still coats the inside and against the walls, which begin to burn and sizzle away, but you manage to deftly move out of the way as it fails to leave the rim of this particular area. There is only 1 egg left in here, so I will roll a d6 for that. It does not hatch. And you moved away and towards a clump of 3 eggs. I'll say, did you want to, knowing that they might hatch, use double movement to prevent that?
Yes, I will
Yeah.
do so. That should be
One of them already
searches within
hatched?
10
Question
feet.
mark.
Oh, these are clumps of eggs. So when one
Oh,
hatches, they continue hatching, provided if you move past them still.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fine.
There are maybe 25 eggs in a batch, and I'm not keeping track of that. So until the batch is destroyed, they will keep hatching if you move past them non-carefully.
Cool.
But Chris, when have we ever been non-careful?
Yeah, it never happens.
Which way are you going, Damian? I could keep
Probably
moving up here and-
onto this ledge, to be honest, because it just makes sense to head towards this ledge.
The ledge isn't too high up. You could probably jump and hoist yourself up, but it would take half your movement because it would be effectively jumping from prone.
Yeah.
Okay. In that space, I will spend another 10 feet of movement to carefully move over here.
Okay.
Just move very slightly closer to where stuff is happening.
Okay. With that,
And that will end my turn.
okay. With that, Kay, it is now your turn. As you are hiding underneath the stool, looking out, and you watch as the silk spinner moves over, places its hand on the spider. You watch as the energy diffuses over the surface of it. The energy type that you get from this would be evocation because of your the nature of your magic. And you watch as the giant spider gets up, still kind of with the nodules beginning to pulse and grow on it, and kind of begin to just almost undulate in place as it is freshly brought back with this, whatever this is. And the
I
silk
start scratching my arms.
and you watch as the spider is going to use its action to look around the room. Okay. It doesn't seem to have noticed you as it when it would get to its turn, which I believe was just after you. It is going to... So I need to put giant blight spider.
Oh. No.
As it will get its turn straight after you. Hasn't noticed you, it seems.
I look
It is now your turn. Looking around the room and taking in what you can see obviously the room in a fair bit of shambles, a number of the bodies otherwise wrapped up, and a lot of silk connecting or cobwebs connecting one area to the next. You note a ledge behind you that seems to lead up to another area. A lot of eggs in the general area, and you do note what looks to be a few trapdoors in places around this chamber.
Okay.
Green.
I would like to do. First things first, I had a question.
Mm-hmm.
Could I prepare two separate things to happen depending on the conditions that are met?
I'll allow it, given that you'd be spending your entire turn to do this.
Okay. I'm going to be staying here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to move because trying to go out there and fight them both at the same time and disrupting other spiders that are here is a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
And Kay knows this. So, what I would like to happen is if this guy gets closer to me, I would like to try and swipe his book from him.
Okay.
If he goes to walk away from this area, say like in this direction,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to use my biological resilience, my last one, to use a lunging attack to try and grab his book.
Okay. And as this is not a persistent effect for the lunging attack, you will not be replacing your advantage on stealth.
Okay. And the other thing that I was thinking of doing was I don't know if Cat has stopped with the whole thought thing, but Kay knows that Cat has done a thought thing, so he's going to think really loudly in his head, "Silk spinner my way, come here."
Okay. I believe it's 30 feet, so I believe you're out of that range, but again, Kay wouldn't necessarily know that.
Kay has no idea.
Mm-hmm. So,
And it has run out.
has it?
I think it's only a minute, isn't it? Detect thoughts.
I thought it was 10 minutes.
I didn't re-up it. Why? Where is he even? Detect thoughts. No, 1 minute.
It is 1 minute. Oh, okay. So, Given the nature of what happened, I'd say you probably have, because you detected, you tried to see where this individual went last time. So with your detect thoughts, so I'd say you probably still have at least a turn or two of it still, because of the nature
Okay,
of how
cool.
quickly everything happened.
Okay, so I knew he's gone up this way then. Because I would
You-
have followed his thoughts.
Following his thoughts, it would have been that he disappeared. You're not entirely sure where. Tracking it is difficult in terms of area, given it was mid-combat. In the current situation you are, in your turn, I'll tell you that he would be up here, because you'd be able to tell. You didn't know where he went otherwise, though.
Okay.
Okay. Because right now you are clouded by hundreds of thousands of possible consciouses in the area. You know, in all of the tiny spiderlings that exist in these eggs. Granted, you can't hear their thoughts necessarily, but there are a lot of them. Okay. End of K's turn. This will then move to the spider's turn. Giant Blight Spider is going to move 5, 10, 15. As it climbs back over Damian and Vinny, as you're looking up towards the ledge, you watch as the giant spider climbs over the edge covered in these green nodules. As it looks down, hisses. It looks very badly wounded, but it is going to take a bite towards you, Damian.
Yep, knew it.
Okay. Giant Blight Spider gets a 23 to hit. That's a good roll.
Oh, I hate more blight points.
Okay. So, you take 7 points of piercing damage, and I would like you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please. And I will roll the damage, because you will take half even if you succeed.
Com?
Yep.
That's an 18.
18. So you succeed, so you will take half of this damage, which is half of 17, so you take 8, yes.
So 15 in total.
Yes, 15 damage total.
I am bloodied.
Okay. And you do not get in. Yep, and you do not have to worry about being infected with any further spider blight because you succeeded the save.
Good. No more personal treasures. I'm happy.
Okay. With the end of that, it then moves over to the lair's turn. The spiderlings that have spawned since. No spiderlings have spawned since. So then we move over to Cat's turn.
And now Cat learns.
So I know where the silk spinner is.
Mm-hmm. You can now tell where the silk
Okay.
spinner is. He seems to have reappeared around this area as well.
Okay. Well, I will relay that to everyone that can actually hear. Silk spinner is just past this giant spider behind. I think that's the direction Kay went in, so Kay might be near him. Just a heads up. This spider.
Mm-hmm.
Could you fireball it?
Right, to start with, if I do fireball it, it's not with the intention of fireballing it. We're fireballing ourselves as well. Because we saw it when it was first here.
Mm-hmm. You don't actually
Can
know
I
because you
recognise
wouldn't.
it?
You wouldn't know if it's the same spider because you don't see the same injuries on it. It looks like it's got these large nodules on it. You saw one go up this way with K on it, and then you watched another one come back covered in kind of these large nodules of almost greenish pus.
Ew. Okay. And it's very much alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Looks
not
like it.
an undead.
I'll say if you wish to spend
get
your
it.
bonus action to make an Arcana check or a Medicine check, you can, but as it currently stands, you're not entirely sure.
What's my medicine? What's the minus what? Was the Arcana part a mistake?
Arcana or Medicine. Up to
Okay,
you.
I'm gonna make a bonus action Arcana check.
Okay. It was a bonus action. This is made with disadvantage because you're trying to do this quickly.
+6.
Oh.
Well, it's still 8.
8. Hard to tell. It's just you've seen these blight spiders before, only they've mostly been smaller. Bar the one that you saw fairly your first time through here.
Is there any conscience coming from this thing?
No.
Okay.
That's not good.
Is there any conscience coming from the spiderlings as I've been going
Yes.
through? Okay.
It's been mostly dulled out, but once they hatch, they become more conscious.
Okay, so this
Briefly,
thing's
before we
not
squished them.
moment.
Yes, briefly, but yes.
Okay. Alright. Just off that information. This thing has no conscience. Just say to these two. I am going to I don't know if I do this or not. Do I do this or not? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that because I'm worried about Kay as I can't actually sense him. Alright. I am going to Chaos Bolt it.
Chaos Bolt? Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Yes. I've got to hit it first.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, go ahead and roll you to hit.
I don't mind just doing it. That's 18.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Cool. Oh my god, it's been so long since I cast a spell like this. 2d8 plus 1d6. These then. And it is on a 6. It is. Where's Chaos Bolt? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's at lightning damage.
Lightning damage. Okay.
Hmm.
That was 13 damage.
Yep.
Okay, so that takes it down to that. As you otherwise stretch out the magic from your palm, this chaotic energy bursts out, screeching forward and striking the giant blight spider. Go ahead and roll me a wild magic check, please. Are you below half? I believe you are now.
I am now, yes.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, fireball.
So the DC for it goes up by 1, so you need a 2 or lower because you cast a first level spell.
First level is 2, isn't it? Yeah, so that takes me 2. Okay,
Okay,
right.
so on a 1 or 2, wild magic goes off. 7. No,
We're
you're fine.
good.
Alright. End of your turn, unless you wish to move or do anything.
I will hold my movement if people move forward.
Okay. Alright, end of your turn. Romulus, you are up.
Little old me.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Well. How much movement is there anywhere I can move whereby my movement doubled would not invoke more spiders?
Wait, is there any way you can move which, if your movement doubled, does not invoke more spiders? The point of doubling your movement is that it doesn't invoke spiders.
Okay, yes, but rather I meant, is there any way I can use using my full movement that would? Never fucking mind.
Okay, if you
If I-
moved here, you would activate all of these in this area. If you were
Unless
to-
I use the double
Unless you
movement,
use the double movement to go there, but you're also dealing with fresh webs, so it will take double that movement again. So it will take 20 feet of movement to move to here. If you want to set off none of them. Because this is all fresh webbing, and it's very thick in this particular section.
It's very difficult because it does not snap.
No,
nicely.
no, it's fine. Just you were there previously. So.
Okay.
I remember you have your Vector Corbin currently out, and it has its 15-foot reach.
I am aware. Okay, where can I move that would be in range of a thing to hit at 15 feet precisely?
Oh, that's right. 'Cause you have disadvantage if it's closer, isn't it?
Yep.
Here
Really good
to
for that
then
long
hit
distance.
this one.
I will do
It
that then.
it will have half cover because Kirv's there, but
And how much movement does that take? That's only.
that would be 5-10 because you're moving through old webs to avoid the spiders hatching.
Okay. So that and no spiders would hatch. Okay.
No.
Excellent. And I'd have 25 feet of movement left.
Mhm.
Excellent. Okay. So I'm going to try and attack this spiderling at great range.
Go ahead and make me an attack roll.
I'm just going to say curve, duck.
Okay. It has a AC of 10 because of the half cover, so go ahead and roll me your to hit.
Looking for a goose.
It's a terrible cat. That hits.
Yeah.
It has 2 HP. You probably kill it.
There's literally no way for me to
Yeah.
not kill it. Yeah.
Okay, swinging over Kirv's head. Kirv ducks as the Vector Corbin comes in and slices the spiderling in half. As you then hoist your Vector Corbin into the air as best you can, and you realise that if you were to try and turn around to hit the giant spider, you would have to You'd have to go back into this room, turn it around, and then come back through the way, in order to have the Vector Corbin facing the right way. So in this instance, you are very trapped with your weapon in this room with Kirv.
It only needs to last a minute.
That's true. We're three rounds down.
Oh. Okay. Now, here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Can I try and move through Cat's space back to here or here?
It will. I believe there's an egg under Damian. Yes. So moving through here will be. So it was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. But that will spawn an egg because Damian is there.
Can I take a half movement on one of the movements there?
It would make it. It would have to be Cat's one, which would make it. So you went 5, 10. It would have to be 15, 20, 25, 30. And then 35, 40 to get to this tile. Do you have 40 feet movement, or is it 35 for you?
I have 35, unfortunately.
So unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to do that other than because
mean,
where Cat's a large creature.
Well,
Technically, it wouldn't spawn an egg.
No,
There's
that's
a
true.
chance.
There's a chance.
all right, fine. I'll try and get as far over this way as possible. Damn the consequences of the Damian egg. Any other eggs I will be trying to avoid
Okay.
activating.
So it will be
He is a
5.
tank.
So it'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to stop that, and then you could move 5 feet, but you'd potentially activate any eggs you end up adjacent to.
Am I correct in thinking? Yeah. So this is the only safe space I've got right now.
Currently, yeah.
Yeah. I will stay here.
Okay. I will roll for Damian egg. No, it doesn't hatch.
Okay. And now I
Why
have
am I
a
an egg?
beautiful thing known as hammering horns.
Against who?
And I can do a movement thing with it.
Against.
I very much want to just jettison Damian into the fucking thing. Would
into
that
the
be a bit
giant
cruel?
spider?
Would that be cruel?
Yeah.
Would that be?
You gotta be
It's
cruel
not-
and kind.
It's not as cruel as what you guys have been doing to baby spiders.
It's true. That is true.
I mean, the good way of looking at it is you will only draw Damian's ire for at maximum 3 more, 3 more sessions.
This is true. This is true. I will waste my bonus action then, as I don't believe I have anything else I can do with it.
Okay.
But I have attacked, so I maintain my rage, and other than that, I'm doing good.
This spiderling is going to move forward and attack you, Kirv.
Hey.
So, Kirv, what is your AC?
AC. Is that on the overlay?
Yep, that one should be just above your initiative.
Oh, 16.
16. So that is a 14 to hit you, so it misses as the spiderling lunges and jumps towards you. You duck out of the way with your scythe in hand and just avoid getting hit entirely. Okay, I don't think I have any more spiderlings to go. No, that's all my spiderlings over for now. So, Kirv, speaking of, it's now your turn.
Okay. How far can I Eldritch Blast ahead of me?
You could, I believe it's up to 120 feet, but because you'd be in melee with this spiderling, you would be a disadvantage.
Okay.
But if you were firing ahead to potentially hit the silk spinner, you currently can't see them from this angle.
Because I was thinking of trying to get rid of some of the cobwebs to open the way, but that wouldn't really happen.
Oh,
because
okay. If you're trying to break the cobwebs with an Eldritch Blast, you could, yeah. That'd be fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit! What do I roll?
This would, I will say, just roll me a d20. Don't worry about adding anything to it, because I think hitting webs is going to be fairly easy. Main thing I'm concerned about here is just how much it's going to tear through. Okay.
2.
You stretch your hand outwards, and as the Eldritch Blast goes off, the form of a crow skull forming, it shoots forward and begins to tear through the first few webs before it begins to swerve, almost as if the crow is in an obstacle course, and it goes through all of the holes along the way, avoiding breaking any further ones.
Where does it hit?
Hits the wall behind the elfin silk spinner. As KU watches, he
That's
just goes,
what I want.
Gah! He kind of looks around frantic and panicked.
Just what I wanted to come my way. I dare you.
Okay, so that would be your action. So I'll say you tore a few of the webs behind the spiderling, but otherwise none of the ones in this hallway.
Okay. I've gone. I can't move.
You can move. It will just, if you're trying not to activate eggs, then it will be difficult to move around the area.
She really wants to get up there. She's gonna do it.
Okay, so you're going to move past. Are you going to let the eggs potentially activate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
So-
sorry.
So it'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 20... yeah, it'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to get the... Oh no, it'll be 25, 30 to get there because the cobwebs are in the way for that. So, you moved from this space to this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then you move to here. Let's do the 11 first, actually, real quick. 1. 1. Okay, 1 additional spiderling spawns. I'll say, given it was an early one, I'll say it's here. And then you move to this square, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. So, none so far. A lot of 4s I'm rolling. No, only 4s and 2s, nothing spawns. Then you move to this tile, which has 4 adjacent to it. None. 1. Okay, so that would spawn 1 here. Okay.
Well, that could have gotten a lot worse.
That could have been a lot worse, yes.
Yep.
So, that's how many spiders spawn as you move to there. Okay. As you push through these webs, please go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh dear.
Now, you have used all your movement, so you can't actually move randomly. So that is the advantage of that, but if you fail the wisdom save, you'll take 1 psychic damage.
Okay, so that's a D20 and my wisdom thing.
Yep.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Actually, I thought that was worse. So
Okay.
that's 16 plus 4.
20, yeah, easily. As you otherwise push through the spider's webbing, seeing Romulus get covered in spiders was funny. As the spiders begin to cover you, it's not so funny, and you begin to just scrape them off and shake them to either side. As you can see the silk spinner ahead of you. You also see, beyond the way, what looks to be more of a clutch of eggs. More thick clutches of eggs, and a gentle hue of green light cloaking the room itself.
This is a nightmare.
Okay. That would be the
I don't know what you're talking about. This is
That-
heaven.
that would be
Food
the
everywhere.
end of your turn there, I believe.
Welcome to Spider Hell.
Okay, Damian, it's your go. You were just
It's a
bitten
nice
by a giant
smashy
blight
turn.
spider.
Smashy
like to-
turn, return, and I will decide whether I do.
Divine Smite,
Thumbs.
if you hit.
Yep.
Go ahead
Just
and make.
checking I actually got the points to do it. Yeah, I got the points to do it.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack roll. That hits.
We're doing smashy. I've got to remember how many extra dice it gets me.
It's base level. It will be 2d8, so you'll be rolling 3d8
Two
total.
more
You've
D8.
already rolled that 1d8, so just those 2d8.
Well, I mean, this one doesn't have a mind, so it might technically count as undead.
That's actually a point. It is undead, so you would get a third one. Thank you for saying that. Harlan?
Hey.
Oh
I-
my
I-
word!
Oh, God.
Get in there!
Come on. Oh, no, it was on it. It was on it, and he rolled it.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
That's
so
alright, that's fine. I mean, that's fine.
as you see this spider begin to approach, your mind immediately goes, as you kind of, it clocks with you that this thing is filled with what looks to be almost this zombific spores that are clinging to it, almost animating the corpse of this thing. As you look at it, you then realize and clock, and as you swing your mace up, the divine energy surging through your mace. As you bring it upwards, it smashes through the skull and scatters the spores into the air behind it, as it is now destroyed. Your mace does bludgeoning damage and therefore cannot be poisoned, so you do not gain the poison.
I mean, if you try hard enough. And
But if I
push
try
far
slicing
enough.
hard enough with a mace,
Yeah, if you smack someone in the smack someone hard enough with a mace, eventually it's gonna get through to their bloodstream.
Nah, at that point, you
At that point, they're probably dead. But
at
I
that
mean,
point, you just gotta try and grind the mace into their face.
I think it's more. I think it's more the point that divine smite boiled all the poison off.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
yep.
Okay.
Paladins are too overpowered for their own good sometimes.
So, the giant blight spider has been destroyed, which means I can remove it from the initiative.
again,
Again. Okay. So,
That's nice.
end of Damian's turn.
I can't bonus action.
Oh, yeah, that's right, you got a bonus action. And a movement still, sorry.
I know, I've got lots of things to do still.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
if he moves, I'm following.
Right, well, I'm going to go forward space, carefully, and I'm going to try and climb the ledge.
And you're going to try and climb the ledge. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. That will take... in this instance, I'll give you a choice. You can either cheap your movement by making an athletics check, which if you fail will prevent you from moving up it. Or you can forego the athletics check and just spend half your movement climbing up the ledge.
So hold on, I'd move 20 feet to be careful, correct? No, 10 feet to be careful.
You'd move
10.
10 feet to be careful, and then you'd have to spend half of your movement, which would be 15 feet, to get up the ledge. And then it would be an additional 5 feet, so 20 feet to move up to here to
Gotcha.
to
So, yeah,
avoid
I'd have
spawning
to do-
anything. So your full movement would be going there and then there, effectively, climbing up the ledge.
Right. So I wouldn't have to necessarily do the athletics check?
No, you wouldn't have to at that point, but if you want the extra
could-
movement, you can do an athletics check to try. But if you
Give it a
fail,
shot.
you can't climb it.
Let's just give it a shot.
Okay. Give me an athletics check. I'll say the DC is 12 to climb this. Because it's not a high ledge, but it is still quite steep.
Oh, wow. Well, never mind.
Okay. So, as you try to jump and climb and cling onto the ledge, much like before where Romulus was, breaks away where it has been eroded and naturally chipped away at, where its structure has been broken by the miners. As you land back on the ground next to it, you are unable to climb up. If you wish to move back to move out of the way of others, you can do.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to. Because somebody's got to get up there.
Okay. End of your go. We now move to the next turn, which is now in place. So, Kirv. As you're standing there and you now see the silk spinner, you watch as this massive spider, cut with this ginormous abdomen and covered with these green jade-like crystals, wanders around the corner and sees you, and the giant brood tender is going to... Yeah, it's going to use its webbing on you. So this is an attack roll. That is a 22 to hit. As it sees you in this particular space, notes your sudden arrival, and shoots a web which now clings you and sticks you to the wall. You are now restrained and in place. You can try to break out of it as an action to try and break out of the webbing.
Okay, am I able to do that now?
That will be done on your turn, I'm afraid.
Okay, my bad.
No,
You're
that's
going to
okay.
get nibbled a lot by spiderlings.
The giant brood tender
Oh,
is
no.
then going to spend its second action doing spawn spiderlings.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Spawn spiderlings.
Roll a D100.
How many? of them? 90.
No. Target up to 3 egg sacs within range, and on a roll of a 1, a spiderling is not spawned there. Otherwise, consult the separate table. So, separate table. Okay, so I need to. So I will target this one here, and I will target the ones next to it here and here. But the one next to you, Kirv, because that was a separate one. That's not a 1. And then the ones next to it, neither of them are 1s, so spiderlings will spawn. The one next to you spawns 3 giant spiderlings. And the ones next to it spawn a total... That dice is stuck to my glove. spawn one additional spiderling, because one of them failed to hatch even after the one. Okay, so we've got one up here, and we have 3 that suddenly fill this space.
That looks busy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Fine.
Good luck.
First full session, I'm gonna
We
die.
can't get up a ledge, so you know.
You can go round. There's nothing stopping you.
That's too educated.
Kirv, in this specific moment, what is going through your mind?
Oh no. She'd probably be thinking, why do these things always happen to me?
Okay.
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 With that, you otherwise, in this moment, being stuck there, that is the end of the giant brood tender's turn. It is then going to move back to the top of the initiative where the silk spinner, on his turn, is going to see you there. Oh. What would the silk spinner do? What
Give up,
can you
please.
do?
Be very
Surrender.
kind to us and give us magic items.
He is going to, in this instance, he is going to hiss something under his breath and is going to cast a second level
That
spell.
was definitely fuck in spider.
Yeah.
Okay, so he is then going to spend a second level spell slot to cast a spell. As Kay, you feel... hold on, I need to quickly check your chart. What kind of magic is this?
I'm looking at my chart.
Kay's details. You feel goosebumps rise across the surface of your skin as you watch as from the back of this silk spinner, 8 spider legs sprout from his back and begin to cling to the wall next to him. As you watch as he skitters along the wall like a spider up and into here. You can make your reaction to try and grab his spellbook. In this instance, Kirv, you recognize this spell.
Yes.
You've seen this spell before.
Sorry, I'm just typing this in real quick because
No,
it's unknown.
that's fine. Goosebumps is an unknown one to you yet.
Yeah, Goosebumps is any spell that summons the books from a Chosen Torah series.
Yep.
Alright, so, yes, I am spending my
Okay.
reaction to attempt to try and grab this book like I was going to.
Okay, go ahead.
This is what, a sleight of hand check?
This would be a sleight of hand check with advantage because he is currently unaware of your position.
Well, thank
Yep,
goodness for
with advantage. Yep, so that is definitely high enough. I'm going to say that the AC would be his AC plus 5. So what is the total to hit?
That is 17... 25.
Okay. Yep, that beats his AC as you deftly sneak out, take a step on the stool and grab the book and snatch it from his belt, to which he stops up here and is going to look back frantically in your direction. I'll say because you did an attack against him effectively. He sees you and is just going to look in your direction and look at the book. And as he otherwise spins, you watch as there's this tiny bit of jade which glows from the inside of his chest as he looks directly at you. And as a bonus action to that main action that he used, he is going to force you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, great. Well, sure. Let's go. Constitution saving throw. Please. Pretty please. That is a 16.
Okay, 16. That is a success. So as you watch as the what looks to be these nodules that were almost forming this armor across the surface of this individual, you watch as one of the nodules burst and this just exhalation of spores shoots towards you, but you quickly put your gas mask back on and it just washes over the surface of you, unaffecting you. Okay. So that is his bonus action done. He's moved past you. You went 5, 10, 15. He is going to go 20, 25, 30, and he is going to be on the ceiling 25 feet above you. Currently clinging to the wall above, looking straight down at you.
Okay.
Okay.
Stare down it is.
End of his turn. We then move on to Vinny's turn.
Okay. So, what was the difficulty in getting up this ledge?
12 athletics.
Ah, okay.
Or half your movement.
Or half your movement. Yeah, but if you then don't want to set off any on the top, you have to spend a 5 additional movement. So it effectively means it's 2 squares if you don't want to set anything off, or you can use an athletics to try and get up. If you fail, you then can't go up this turn.
I love that Kay just completely bypasses that by jumping onto a spider.
Yeah, they don't have giant spider mounts, and they're all just standing in a room.
I assume it's the same for the other ledge?
The other ledge, it's a far steeper ledge, so you'd have to be a DC 18, or
okay.
you'd have to spend your whole turn going up. So you wouldn't be able to actually start climbing it this turn. You'd have to be there to do so. Other than that, you hear general screaming from the other... well, probably shouting, not necessarily screaming, from the other room where Romulus left Kirv.
Left curve is such a harsh term. I prefer
Abandoned curve.
tactically remaneuvered.
Mm-hmm.
Regrouping with the party. That's what it is.
Fucking in an offward direction.
To roll for that as well.
So I'd have to spend, what, 20 feet to get up here without...
So if you wanted to go, you could go here for 5, 10, and then you'd have to spend 15, 20, 25, 30 to get up here.
Okay,
And then you wouldn't have any more movement unless you wanted to do bonus action dash.
yeah,
And then you die.
That would be 5, 10, 15, 20...
It would be 5, 10, but then it would be 15, 20, 25, 30 because you're moving into the first time somebody's moved into Silk territory.
Okay, but that still gets me in range of these spider
Yes, it
legs
would.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, right. I'm going to do that then. Not doing unnecessary acrobatics of, like, wall hopping to get up.
Mm-hmm.
Boring.
'Cause Vinny can triangle jump. He has expertise in acrobatics, but he's not going to because that's noisy. He's going to be boring for once, since there's no crowd here to appreciate it anyway.
Okay.
Just Kay.
Maybe. As you otherwise leap forward or leap up, grab the ledge, pull yourself up, and then quickly move around the corner, kind of slashing through the webs as you stop in place. You can see a bunch of spiderlings, and you can see Kirv currently covered in web, just stuck to the wall.
Okay. Well, I see Kay facing off against one person and Kirv facing off against...
Well, looking this way,
Sorry.
you'd see Kay. I'd say in this instance, because you've just got here, you wouldn't necessarily see the silk spinner on the ceiling, because they're currently stuck to the top of the ceiling, looking down.
Except for the fact that Kay's just staring at them.
Yeah, Kay's just standing there, staring straight up. As I'd say, you probably note, and Kay, you would too, as it gets round to your turn. More spiders are beginning to come in from the sides of the room, seemingly here and now more aware of the situation.
Okay, well, regardless, Kay isn't screaming and Kirv is, so I will attempt to assist in a this-wardly direction
Okay.
by using my action to attack one of these spiderlings.
Okay, go ahead and make me an attack roll.
Not with the poison sword,
Mm-hmm.
and there are... I mean, I guess Kirv is adjacent to all of these.
Yeah. Yeah, she
so
would be.
Sneak attack. Not that it matters again, but
True.
I can't do less than 5 damage if this hits.
This is true.
But
Well, it hits. Which one are you taking out?
Yeah.
The green or the blue one or the red one?
Get one of each colour.
Blue.
Blue. Yep, makes my life easier.
Let's even this encounter out.
Yeah. That's fair. That's true, because all of those will now activate on the second one as opposed to the first one, because the first one was this one here. These two are still on the first one, though, I believe, so they'll run. Oh, no. No, they're on the second one as well. So all of these will activate on the second one. So that'll be fun. Okay. That's your turn?
Now Vinny's moved up.
That's my turn, yeah.
I'll use my hold movement to also move up.
Okay. Moving up here.
Anyway, yeah.
Your equine form will not allow you to move up this space
Oh,
without setting off eggs.
No, that's fine. If I can just get to the bottom, we're
Okay.
good.
5, 10. Okay, so you'll move there. Got it. Okay, and that's your held action. Okay. And I'll say moving there doesn't provoke any because you're just moving to the base. Okay. Next. K goes there. None of the spiders trigger on this one, so we move to cats. Oh no, K, it was your turn.
Yeah, it is my
that's
turn.
I guess somebody must have moved it, sorry.
Um,
So, okay, your turn. You see the silk spinner kind of hanging to the ceiling above, the 8 legs otherwise clinging to it as they are staring at you. You have their book in your hand.
I do indeed. Main thing I would like to know, how webby does this area look? Like, the webs go all over the place, including up to the ceiling and stuff?
Yes, yeah, the entire ceiling and walls are cloaked here, but there aren't many that are kind of strung across the room. Most of it is just the overall, the room's edges and walls.
Alright, well, I am going to be using my bonus action, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what it takes to activate the web blocker, because we don't have that put in, but
Bonus
I'm
action.
guessing it's a bonus action?
Yeah, bonus action to activate any of them. Yeah.
I will be using my bonus action to expend a biological resilience to use the web blocker.
Okay, this will take the place of your advantage on stealth.
That is perfectly fine.
Okay.
I am trying to to be able to get to them, I need to be able to use the webs to my advantage.
As you otherwise expend your biological resilience, feeling kind of this change and shift, your skin or your fur goes from this kind of hardy rocky texture returning back to its kind of traditional white coloration, and where you've still got the goosebumps, you feel tiny metallic hooks begin to form through your goosebumps as you kind of spring upwards and you can grab onto the silk, and as you otherwise spin around, you are able to walk on it without getting stuck. You are now unaffected by any webbing spells.
Alright, I am going to... You know what, I am going to do this. For my free action, I would like to take my mask off completely.
Okay.
I came here seeking answers, and you're going to give them to me. And I'm going up to them, and I'm going to try and get into a position where they can't get away from me easily, and I'm going to attack them.
Okay. So I'll say, in this instance, swinging up, grabbing onto the silk side, the silk in this instance, you climb up using the cobwebs into their space on the ceiling, which they're very surprised by, and as you lunge towards them, kind of almost pinning them against the ceiling above with your hooked claws into the stone, go ahead and make me an attack roll. You only have the one attack, so that will be with your tail.
Yeah.
If you wish to, you can do an attack with intent to grapple them, or you can just do a regular attack.
I would like to try and grapple them.
Okay, so an attack with
I'm
intent.
making the attempt to try and be able to get answers out of them because Kay's annoyed and he wants to know the truth.
Okay, that's fair. So it's answers, not grappling, or bit of. Okay, cool.
It's a bit of both. I'm trying to make it so he knows that he can't get away from me.
Okay, well that hits
So he
to
better
begin
answer.
with. So then that does 2 plus 4 plus 2, so that should be 8 damage.
Yes.
So that's halved to 4 damage on the silk spinner. Okay, halved to 4 damage on you, and then I need to make a DC 14 wisdom saving throw. They are proficient in wisdom saves. That, however, is a natural 1.
Yes.
So the individual gets a net total of 1 from that. As you spring up to them and kind of cling to their form, the individual is, I'm going to say in this instance, spend their reaction to say back in common, "Please, we're just here to gather the jade. Leave me alone."
Tell them to stop and answer our questions.
Okay. He spent his reaction, so he cannot do anything for this current moment, but...
Yep. I'm giving them orders.
Mhm.
Kay is telling them what to do, and they can't stop me.
So, then goes to the lair action. Nothing happens there. Cat, it is your go.
Oh, so this is Earth in front of me. How tall is this ledge?
About 10 feet up.
About 10 foot up.
So that would take
Okay.
you 40 feet to move up it without to spend your entire movement to move up that one square.
Literally spend the entire movement.
And you would set off eggs still.
I mean, I'm probably going to set off eggs either way because I'm noisy and out of control. Could
When aren't
I? Yeah. Could I use mold earth to essentially create a ramp?
I don't know. Yeah, using the 5 feet, you use your mold earth. That's your action, I believe.
Yep.
Okay, you make it a slope. Athletics check is no longer needed. It will be considered as regular terrain and rather than a ledge. You are below half spell points. Go ahead and roll me a wild magic.
Oh, yes, fireball the hell out of that ledge.
Come on, give us that one. Give us that one. Give us that one.
Please don't
Or
do
two.
one.
You know what I was thinking?
No,
Ah.
good.
Upsetting,
This-
guys. I'm so sorry.
This combat isn't crowded enough. I think some flump would really fix that.
Oh, I could.
Oh, 10 flumps just fleeing in all directions, setting off eggs.
Oh my
Bouncing
God.
off the walls. Yeah.
Oh,
I've
what could
no idea what these
possibly
things
go
are, but-
wrong?
Oh my god.
They
Okay,
set
and
off
I'm
the
just.
eggs, but they also attract all the aggro.
This is true.
Just
Okay.
screaming exponentially louder as they try to
As they
destroy.
take more and more damage.
God, I fucking
So-
love flump.
And I'm going to total
Rebecca,
my
have
way
you
up.
been introduced to the world of flumps?
5,
No.
10,
15,
15.
20.
Okay, can we take a brief aside just to explain flumps?
Let me get the tile. Leave it without questions. She can have the questions answered on her turn.
25, 30, and I'll take an additional 5, so say 35 to stand over them without disturbing them.
Okay, that's fine. Let me
I
find a
have 40, so
let me
5.
find a flump tile real quick. I had it made. It's in here somewhere.
I don't actually know what these things are, you know.
How do you not know what they are? I thought I had a tile of a flump made.
I
Do
think
I
Dan
not?
mentioned them before, but like,
I've seen your tiles. You do not have a flump.
Ah, okay. I don't have a flump. Okay, in which case, Harlan, feel free to post it in the chat if you haven't already.
Already done.
All right, already done.
oh, that's adorable.
I was well prepared.
I want to summon
Aw.
them.
I will admit,
All
this
of
is a slightly cuter, stylized version, but not by much.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Okay.
go
They
to
are-
allow wild magic all of the time.
Okay. So you move up.
By contrast, there's first edition flump.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I want to see this first edition flump. I don't.
God, who, we love first edition.
The flump. Yeah, first edition flump.
Edition.
So
Okay, up, right.
you move up the ledge, otherwise not disturbing any of the eggs, being careful to move over, and you move to this space here. End of your turn, Romulus. Before your turn, we have 2 people going before you,
Oh, God.
both on the same
what?
initiative. We
For
have
fuck's sake.
both on the same initiative. We have
Ah.
another giant blight spider,
Nice.
which is going to crawl in from here
Cool.
and is going to look down the hallway. As Kirv, you note a very, very big glowing green spider wandering down the hallway towards you.
Now,
Oh,
Romulus,
have you
you see
considered-
it too.
have you considered not doing that? Okay.
And then where's my-
two, didn't you?
Yeah, there are
There
2.
we go. Well,
and then the smaller one of these two. The smaller one of these two is going to crawl in from up here and is going to try and intercept you, Kay.
Are we still level 4?
Yes,
Yeah.
Fuck me.
you'll level up mid-dungeon, don't worry. I have plans for that. You just got to make progress. So, attack against Kay. No. That's a 6 to hit. No. It goes to try and bite against you, but the silk spinner kind of puts out his hand almost to stop it, and it's very confused. Okay.
No, they've got us.
End
Oh.
of that. I realised I skipped someone's turn, so I need to quickly adjust the initiative order again. As before, K,
God, I hope it was one of us.
a trapper spider should have gone.
Oh, fuck.
If it was going to attack me,
It
I'm perfectly
was,
fine.
yeah. It was going to lunge towards you here and then end up back here. So an attack gets advantage because you're unaware of its trapdoor.
Hey,
That
I
is-
know it's trapdoor.
No, you knew of the trapdoors for the room above, up here. Of this one, you didn't know of there being any trapdoors. I don't think you just knew of the spiders.
You said that I
No,
saw
yeah, you
trapdoors.
said so.
Well, either way, with advantage, that's a 7 to hit, so it doesn't hit. Although
I'm
very
just-
low. That's
yeah,
fair.
I was just saying.
Yeah, you'd now be
I'm
aware of
perfectly
this one.
fine.
You'd now be aware of this one's presence. Actually, I'll just reveal the rest of this corner because you'd see what's going on. And I'll say you also see off in the corner, not coming up in the initiative yet, but it's still there somewhere.
A goose?
Nope.
Damn.
Ah.
The goblin.
This is just a giant spider. It's not a giant blight spider. But it's in the
Oh,
initiative
need
somewhere.
more of those.
What
I've
giant
got
blight
my giant
spiders?
glow stick up here.
That's true. That's true. You got lights here and here currently. So, end of. That was the end of the giant blight spiders and the blight spiders and the blight spider turn. Wait, can giant blight spiders do anything at ranged? No. Okay.
Suffer and die.
Yep, they can do that. So, end of the giant blight spiders turn Romulus, you're up.
Oh, finally.
So, you've got
Okay,
a ramp
so
up
I
here,
don't-
which Cat's just gone up. You left Kirv in this room, and you can hear her shouting, and you've just seen a giant blight spider come around the corner.
I mean, my only option is to murder this giant blight spider. So I take one step forward, and I think it's then in range.
Yes, it is.
Dick to Corbin.
Back to Corbin. Back to Corbin.
It's a great
Uh,
weapon, but it's got
it-
disadvantages.
It's got benefits in terms of the distance, and the distance is quite useful in times like this because I don't have like normal proper range.
Mm-hmm.
So like having a nice 15 foot is good.
Yeah.
I am still raging. I don't suppose there's any sort of advantage I can get here.
Yeah, you'd still be raging because you have still moved back and forward. And if you want to reckless, you'd have advantage. Because
Okay,
right
I'll
now it
reckless
has half cover because more than half of it is hard to see at the moment.
Yeah, fair enough. Then advantage it shall be.
Okay, recklessing.
And if I'm doing any movement that I can double to not get spiderlings,
But
I will
it's
be doing.
just your movement that you have to worry about. You've already done that, and you wouldn't have spawned any during that, so that's fine.
Oh, thank
Hits.
God for a something stupid high, like 24 or something. I
So
don't know.
Vector Corbin does how much damage?
A D10, I believe.
Sounds about right. This is
D10.
the giant blight spider.
Oh,
That's 4. Okay,
Two.
so that's 4 plus 5 plus 2. Unless I'm forgetting something. I don't think so.
4 plus 5
Yeah, so-
plus 2. Yep.
Rage damage in it.
Yep.
So is my
Yes, it's
D10
it's
vibrating for
wiggling.
anyone
They do
else?
that sometimes. So it's
I love them wiggles.
so it's 11 points of damage. Okay.
11 points of damage, yes.
Okay. Swinging with your Bector Corbin, you kind of thrust it through the gap in the wall as it hits the side of the blight spider, otherwise popping one of the nodules. You know that the poison just seeps off of it down the side, and it otherwise turns and looks towards you with its legs kind of held in place, where it was previously in almost like a prey, where Kirv was its prey. It's now in a very much a hunt mode now, noting your presence.
Oh ho ho. Yeah, try and fit through that fucking gap, you moron.
I'm sure it will. It will probably
Yeah, it definitely will. It's gonna like slip through there like.
I mean, these
I mean, it's a spider.
it's a
like
spot.
that.
One, it's
Yep.
a spider, and two, you're large, and you were able to get through here mostly unimpeded. So
I'm kind of large.
you're kind of large, and it's a spider, so it's kind of large as well.
get a barrel roll.
I think you'll find it's a little bigger than large. Is it? No, it's not.
No?
My God, it really does always amaze me just how big the difference between a medium-sized token
Yep.
and a large token are.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh.
Okay, so with that, you've used 10 feet of your movement. You've used your action. Anything else you'd like to do? You have
I don't
bonus
think I
action
have
on
anything that's useful for a bonus action.
movement at all.
Not well. Yeah, I'll move.
Back.
Yeah.
So it attacks Damian.
Leave me to my fate. Wow.
Okay. End of that. It is now the Spiderling's turn. This one's going to move towards you. These two are going to attack Kirv. This one is going to go toward... Actually, no, this one... Yeah, these two are going to go towards Kirv. Sorry, Kirv.
Did I
Okay.
do something to you, Chris?
Attack... No. No, it's just how it is. This one is going to remain on the Brood Tender's back.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank
No, you're just restrained, and these are baby spiders. They attack the closest target. That is their protocol. That-
Go alone.
That is a 21 to hit. We'll get through your damage in a moment if needed. That is a 16 to hit, so that's 2 hits. That is a 12 to hit. Nope. And that is a 21 to hit as well. So 3 of them hit. So you immediately take 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
So you can just put -6 in. And then I need you to make me 3 Constitution saving throws. So roll them roll 2 of them, and then roll the last one when we get there. You are aiming to beat a DC of 9.
Which dice am I rolling?
The D20s.
Both D20s?
Yep. Both D20s, and these will be the first 2. You succeed on the first 2, and then the third one, go ahead and roll. Also success. Okay. So,
Woo.
as these 4 spiderlings go towards you and begin to try and clamber up the webbing, kind of their relatively large form, probably being about the size of a chihuahua each. These aren't exactly small creatures. As they climb up you and begin to bite into you, about the size of a goose, yeah, maybe a little bit smaller than a young goose. As they begin to bite into you, you begin to feel them just biting and setting into you, but you just shrug off the pain. You don't feel a worry about any of it.
Hardcore.
Yeah. Okay. You've been attacked by geese before.
Yeah.
The one versus Vinny. That is a 16 to hit. Does that hit?
That meets my AC, so it hits.
So you take 2 piercing damage immediately, and then go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
So,
That should beat the DC of 9, so you are fine.
yes, that's an 11.
Okay, you take no additional damage. Okay, end of the Spiderling's turn. It moves to Kirv's go. Kirv, you're currently restrained in this webbing.
Okay. Can I... would the brood tender be able to hear me?
Would it be able to hear you? From
Yes.
here? Yeah, quite easily. Hearing
Okay.
is a longer range than seeing, usually.
So can I do speak with animals?
Yes, you can. Okay. Casting speak with animals from within your restraints. You kind of flex your throat for a moment, and you feel almost this burning sensation as you then begin to hear the skitterings from around you of feast, feast, food, food, as these little spiderlings are all running over you, just trying to bite into you. And then the one at the back's kind of being cautious and quiet. You begin to hear loads of voices of skittering as you begin to note that this entire area is covered in tiny spiders too. They just aren't attacking.
Okay.
I'll also say you hear from down here as you hear a screech and a shout from below. You look to see the blight spider get hit and goes, "Oh, oi, mate!" He looks towards Romulus.
Oh, the best.
Right in me, not you.
Why do they all have different accents?
No, we have to stop fighting these guys. They have the best accents.
What do you think Kay's trying to do?
This entire time Kay knew and just didn't say anything.
All
Okay.
right. Can I talk to the brood tender?
What would you like to say?
I would like to say.
Fuck off.
Well, you guys better fuck off. Have you seen my skin? I'm poisonous. I will kill every single last one of you.
Go ahead and roll me a deception check.
Oh shit.
Deception. Oh, fair. Okay, I get you. I was
Yeah.
hoping for intimidation, but that makes sense.
I'll say you can use either in this instance because you are technically lying, but this is a threat. So I will allow either in this case.
Okay. Well, they're both the same on my thing anyway.
Narratively, which do you prefer?
Narratively, which would you prefer?
Narratively.
I'll say that they'll have different effects.
I'm gonna go. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go deception then.
Okay, go ahead.
That is
Just a d20 roll and your deception.
Okay. Okay,
Total?
that is 8 plus 6.
6, 14.
14.
Okay, I'm going to roll a wisdom save for the giant brood tender. Okay, giant brood tender looks at you suspiciously and kind of stops. But... Okay.
fine.
The three spiderlings who bit you pause and just go, "Are we going to die, Mum?" And then the one who didn't bite starts laughing. But the mother, the brood tender, seems to be unfazed, but doesn't seem to say anything either. Just seems to pause and stare at you for a moment, as if going to speak. Okay, so that will be your action for casting Speak with Animals. And I'll say bonus action to confront them in this instance. And you confront intimidate or deceive in this instance. So then, and you won't be able to move because you're currently webbed down. So that will be your turn.
Sorry, so I can or I can't, intimidate.
Oh, that was your bonus action. You did that as part of the deception
And I
check.
did that. Understood. Got
Yeah.
it. Yep, that's
Yeah.
my turn in.
Cool. So, Damian, you're up.
Oh dear.
You can walk up there without an issue now.
Yeah, there's
But
no
then
cliff.
again, there's a giant blight spider which is probably going to charge me, and I mean,
Well,
I'd say
if you run up there, then Romulus will be the main target.
Yeah, I know. This is the.
But David,
Wait, right.
think of this. If you charge it, I was just gonna say, if you charge it first, it can't charge you.
Yeah.
It should be probably note something. Buddy.
I can't work out what Damian would actually do in this situation because he's probably aware of that blight spider. I'm pretty sure he is at this point. Given that Bector Corbin just flew straight past him and struck it. He obviously his intention originally was to go this way, but he's probably noticed it behind him. What his passive perception have noticed the Bector Corbin and Romulus stepping back and forth?
Oh, what, you think you'd notice me lobbing a 15-foot pole arm past your face? Nah.
On the
I
back.
don't know. I mean, Damian
I mean, this
sometimes
is a
does
passive
miss simple
perception of
things.
12, so I don't know. Maybe? I'm assuming he probably would have.
You probably heard it screech in pain. So
Probably true, given that it was, yeah. So in that case, Damian's probably turning around looking for the site of it. He can probably see it because he's got source of light. He probably utters, "Oh no, not again."
Okay.
And then just
That sounds accurate, yeah.
at this point, I guess there's only one thing for it. And yeah, he's gonna charge it.
He's going to charge it?
Yep.
Okay.
see,
Go ahead.
you charge it, it can't charge you.
This...
X. There's actually X.
Oh my goodness. Hold on.
He just got bitten really badly by one. He's gonna try and destroy this. He's not even gonna think about anything else.
Okay, let me... Okay, so you're just going to charge it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No care in the world. Just blind rage. Just gonna kill it. Or try to.
Hey, blind rage is my thing.
So So, am I waiting for you to roll spider eggs? Or
I will do that in a moment. Sorry, I decided that I was going to make a meme real quick because you know what? Look.
I'll just see if I actually hit.
Yeah, see if you hit first. I'm just
If I
gonna.
hit, then yeah, it's divine smiting it because I need to kill this thing. Yes,
Sorry,
I don't want
there
one
was
life.
an instant moment of like, I need to do this.
Ooh,
The Raven Queen compels me to do this.
That's a 14, which I think just meets its AC if memory serves.
That was for the normal giant spider. We don't
This
know
is
about
the blight
spider.
one, giant blight spider.
blight one. Yes.
14 hits.
You right. How much damage do I do? 5? Yeah, I think I'm divine smiting. Those are my last two.
There we go.
Points.
Let's put this into chat real quick. There we go. Infernal isn't here to do this, so I have to do it for him. Alright,
Yeah.
so...
Oh no, you need the what's the name of the meme? The guy like tapping his head like
Oh, that would have been a good one as well, yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, that's going to do a lot more damage. So it was 5 plus 3 originally, so 8.
This is against the giant blight spider.
Yep, 11.
11 damage.
Useless.
Okay, you take a swing with your mace as you slam into it, doing a significant hit. On the spot. So as you run past Romulus, as you otherwise whack this giant blight spider with your back to Corbin, you watch as Damian rushes past. As he does, boop, boop,
They all.
boop, boop.
They all.
Actually, let's
did it.
pop these. Yes, I rolled out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I rolled 4 6s, which is very good.
Wow.
So yes, good luck. This is fun.
I would say I'd remove the slope, but I mean, they're spiders.
That's fair. All right, so you hit the giant blight spider. All right, actually done. It is looking mightily wounded, but it's still up. Okay.
Bonus action. Sure, let's try shoving it with my shield.
Okay, go ahead and make me an athletics check. It gets advantage because it is a size larger than you. You have to beat... I think that's a 20. Giant blight spider, it's 21. Sorry.
Give up.
No?
Doesn't even matter.
Nope. You go to shove and it's too big. And it just begins to lunge towards you, so it's going to bite you next turn. So...
Oh yeah, I'm going to die next turn, but it's fine.
I'm not going to die. You'll be fine.
Well, I'll be down,
Alright,
sure.
the Brood Tender, at this point, does it recharge either its abilities? It recharges its web, and it does not recharge its spawn spiderlings. The Brood Tender, on this turn, as otherwise looks at you, Kirv, looks at you and just goes, "Feast, my children! This one lies, even though it can speak to us." And and then the spiderlings all go, "Yay!" And then the Brood Tender is going to see Cat and is going to web shot Cat. Cat does a... Hold on, scroll back up to the right one. Does a 17 hit you? You currently have your Sentinel Ward and Mage Armor, don't you?
I do, yes.
So as you're standing there over this, you watch as a web shoots straight past you and slams into the wall behind you, leaving this thick layer of webbing. And then the Brood Spider is going to tiptoe back here.
Rude!
Coward.
How
Okay.
very, very rude.
Okay. End of its turn. I've just realised I forgot the giant spider because I forgot to look at my initiative order again.
Oh well, too late now.
No. That's not how it works. Would have been there.
The brute
Giant
can
spider
dream,
is
can't
going
lie.
to go 5, 10, 15 towards UK. Is going to attack. I'm going to say with disadvantage because the silk spinner is trying to do otherwise. So that is a... that would be a 13 to hit.
No.
Okay. As the silk spinner is kind of flailing its it's very confused, and the giant spider just kind of stops next to you, and you now begin to realise you are surrounded, even though you are currently pinning the silk spinner in place. Okay.
But the silk spinner still is trying to stop them.
The silk spinner on his turn is going to say, okay. What do you want to know?
Tell them to stop. We can talk.
You hear him say out in some kind of almost a chittering language, everyone stop. Don't attack them. If they attack you, fight back though. And is going to that. I'll say that will be his action to do that. And if you wish to continue a conversation, he'll use his reaction to continue the conversation. I'm also going to roll a wisdom save for him. I'm going to say with disadvantage because of the natural 1. Another natural 1. Yeah, so he's going to remain frightened of you for the time being.
Can I use my reaction to yell out loudly?
I'll allow it, yeah.
I would like to use my reaction to yell out loudly as loud as I possibly can. Everyone, stop attacking them. We
Okay.
don't have to fight anymore.
Okay, the rest of you hear this. Vinny, it is your go.
Okay. Can I see Kirv at this point?
Yes, she is covered in tiny spiderlings.
Okay. Is she also still covered in webs?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I heard Kay yell something. Did I hear the silk spinner yell out, even if I couldn't understand it before that?
He said something relatively loudly, yes. Not as loudly as
Okay.
Kay shouted out. Although you guess that's probably because he's... As you now note him, he is very much scared.
Okay. So the spiders might have surrendered, as far as I know. Kay seems to think they have.
Quite
let's
possibly,
test
yeah.
The hypothesis. Can I try and get closer over to Kirv and then cut the webs off?
So it'll be 5, 10, 15, 20 to go there.
Yeah, I can
Yeah?
like slowly shuffle forward.
Okay.
Yep. Excuse
And
me. Sorry.
Go
I'm
ahead and
broke.
make me an attack roll. I believe that there's an AC to the webs. Yes, the AC is 10. Roll too low and you stab Kirv.
Oof. Well, sorry in advance. 4 plus 6, that's 10.
That hits!
Whoa!
And how much damage do you do? You may roll sneak attack against the webbing if you wish to. And it is immune to poison, so I will say this does not use up your poisoned blade stuff.
Yes, let's sneak attack this web. I mean, the web doesn't know that I'm coming for it, so...
That's true. Yes, you cut the web clean off. Kirv, you are no longer restrained. As the web is
Very
cut
nice.
off, all of the spiderlings fall to the floor, and you hear a unanimous "Aww." Okay.
Wait, hold on. Kirv would have understood what he said.
Oh, that's true. So, Kirv, you heard the silk spinner, otherwise speak out. Otherwise said, "Stop fighting for now. Protect the brood." Oh, stop fighting for now, but protect the brood. Sorry.
Uh-huh. Sorry, I only heard that because I...
Because you
know
have speak with animals up, yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn, Vinny?
I'm just going to lean in briefly and say, hope you didn't mind me helping out. You seem to be in a bit of a sticky spot.
I'm sure I would have figured it out, but I'm grateful. Thanks.
And then the spiderlings don't seem to be attacking, so I'm going to move. I should have 10 feet of movement move back, or do I need to?
You can use 10 feet of movement back, but it may potentially trigger more eggs. And whether they heard the command, you don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. No, I can bonus action dash.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be sort of
Yep. All right.
stepping. So
Okay. As you move away, I'm going to roll wisdom saves to not attack you from these two. As these giant spiderlings are kids. They don't necessarily follow orders. Natural 1, so that one of them will be attacking you. And 14 on the other one, it will not be attacking you. So, No. With a 10 to hit, one of them tries to bite at you as you move away.
Just
You
sort
note
of,
this.
accidentally parry it away
Yeah.
as I'm trying to quick step.
And the other one just purposefully doesn't bite.
It goes to bite at you. It goes to bite at your tail, and your tail moves out of it away just in time, and it just smacks it in the face.
Okay. End of your turn. It is the trapper's turn. The trapper is going to poke its head out of its hole. Watch. Kay, it is your go.
We want to know the truth. Both sides are lying somewhere.
Okay.
And I've come to know the truth.
Okay. In which case, I'll say what we'll do is we'll pass your turn, and if we get through a full turn of no anger, with maybe the slight exception of spiderlings being disobedient children, I will then say that combat will be paused. So, on their go, the spiderlings would attack. I'm going to roll wisdom saves for them. I'll say that it's mainly these 4 down here, because they're the furthest away. 2 successes so far. 2 more successes, so these 4 will not attack. They will remain where they are, mostly, but they're just going to try and not necessarily ward you off, but hold their position. These ones, they'll go on the next one. Cat, your go. Is there anything you'd like to do? Or are you going to hear what's been said?
Taking no action, but I am going to... I mean, it's another expense, but I could...
Wild magic fireball blows them up. No! Peace was never an option.
My diplomacy.
There's a reason why Cat's known as the Annihilator.
Yeah.
There will be no peace in our time.
At this point, Cat can have a whole book about crimes against spider kind.
Blow the entire dungeon up.
There's just a list of
these
names, and then a bunch of them are just
You're
like
a macro
unnamed
later.
baby.
Egg 1, egg 2, egg 3. Sorry, there was a lot of eggs. It's just a notebook.
Eggs 1 through 205.
Scrambled.
Only 205?
Oh, in the nearby vicinity, there might be more, but we'll have to see.
Oh my god.
Either way.
Okay,
what are you doing, Kat?
I am going to... You know what? Yeah, why not? I'm going to cast Comprehend Language,
Okay.
and using my speak, because I can lip read,
Mhm.
I'm going to listen in on the conversation of Kay and the Silk Spinner.
They are speaking in common.
Oh, are they? I thought they were talking Elven.
No, he was
I don't know.
he was speaking Elven earlier when he was performing his ritual and casting, but then now he's in the situation against Kay. He's been speaking in common. So does that change anything?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. If that's just common, then I'll be lip reading and focusing on my detect thoughts for
For the last round of its existence.
the last round. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay. You pick up on one new signature if you wish to listen in.
Sure.
As the shout echoes through the cave, you hear the thought of, I've got to get him out of there. Got to keep him safe.
Then
And that's from this direction here.
Okay, then I will whisper to Vinny. Hey, Vinny. Just past Kirv. Or we don't actually know Kirv's name yet, do we?
Nope.
Just past the newcomer, where that glowing was, I think there's another conscience down there that's got to get, I believe, our silk spinner out. There's someone else here. Just heads up.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'll
And
keep an eye out.
Cool, and I'll keep my eyes and ears out.
End of that. The giant blight spider is going to look at you, Damian. Damian, are you still looking threatening?
I mean, when does Damian not... Right, okay. Yeah, probably does, because he's probably not heard anything.
From this distance, you heard Kay shout. It's
That's
from a
it.
distance
Probably all I
away,
heard.
but you've heard him shout, "Stop fighting!" And the spiderlings nearby to you seem to have gone passive. to a certain
I
extent.
think Damian will be defensive still, regardless, because he's waiting for the next attack.
Okay. In which case, same thing happens there. Next one, next Blight Spider is going to remain passive, ending there. Romulus.
Well, first, I would like it known that in the time between rounds, I have been doing a jigsaw puzzle. And I just wanted to send this through because at first it looks like a cat, but in reality, it's 2 cats. Second thing, I have indeed heard Kay say, "Stop killing them," and like it was actually authoritative this time, like with it sounded like there was actual reason behind it, as opposed to, beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, that's cool.
the thing is, I don't want to lose my rage, so I do want to attack something.
The wall.
You could slap yourself. You would be doing a D4 point of damage to yourself each turn, which wouldn't be halved. It would just be a D4. But you could keep up your rage if you wanted to during that time by doing damage to yourself.
Well, there are different types of attacks. For example, shove attacks.
That's still aggressive, though.
Shove the wall.
That's true. That is aggressive.
Come and attack me.
What you think it'd be aggressive to pick up one of these spiderlings and throw it like a rugby ball?
Yes.
I swear, if you stop my...
No, not rugby ball. American football. My apologies.
If anybody did that with you in a pub, I'm sure you'd get aggressive.
It depends how good the throw was.
I don't think the spiderlings are old enough to drink.
That's true. The spiderlings aren't old enough to drink. They're just going to fight back if you attack them. So what are you going to do?
All right.
You going to let it
There's some
drop?
candle.
Or do you want to hold?
You know what?
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Oh no, because all the candles are put out, so none of them are lit. So unless you wish to
but you
set
said
one on a light and then put your hand over it to burn yourself for damage.
Masochist Romulus.
Your hand in
Just
the acid.
to check, do I think they are going to attack me if I go past them?
You aren't sure. Make me an animal
You know
handling
what?
check. Disadvantage if you want to use your bonus action. Not regular roll if you use your action.
I will need my action available, I'm afraid, so I will have
Okay.
to use bonus action.
So disadvantage.
So disadvantage. Well, it's
Oh.
not much of a difference, really.
You're not
Uh,
sure. Unless
yeah,
you've got
yeah.
a massive boost to your animal handling.
I do not.
No.
I'm going to try and just. I'm going to walk past them. How far can I get in terms of movement if I was to try and go up to about here?
So if you're going to try and move past them,
There's
this
a
would.
ramp.
If you're trying to do it without getting hit, in this instance, so to try and avoid problems, I'm going to say make an athletics check. If you fail, then getting past them will not be possible because you're trying to move over 2 creatures' spaces effectively.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a go because this is the only way I can think of to make this work. Athletics, you said.
Yes, and you are currently raging, so you'd have advantage on this. Well, 2 8s.
Well, it's still a 15.
15. Okay.
not
So yeah,
bad.
you can move over their space. They seem cautious at your movement, and they too are going to move, blocking off your path further as you would go to climb the. They move with you in this instance. They seem to be wary of you getting closer to someone or something without their say so.
You've cried a retinue of lizard spiderlings.
So they aren't willing to move up like one more space?
Nope.
Just like half a space.
Nope.
Like a quarter of a space.
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
Nope.
Okay. Can I try and very awkwardly thread my Beck to Corbin around this corner and then leverage it to stab that body down there?
What the hell?
I'm going to say you don't know that that's there.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
You know Cat's around the corner. You could attack Cat with your
You
vector
can
cover.
attack me.
You could take a swing at Cat or Vinny if you want to, yeah.
Preferably me.
Accidentally downs cat
No,
Monturn.
because I can instantly neutralize any damage he does for one.
It would be with disadvantage against Cat and 3/4 cover from Cat because of everything. So, because disadvantage because she's not
I
within the
don't
full
have
15
to hit.
feet.
I don't have to hit though, do I?
No, you
I
just have to attack.
try. Cat, look sharp. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna punch myself in the face.
Okay, take a D4. Take D4 health loss.
Entirely fair.
Okay. That's health loss, so there's no reduction to it. One. All right.
One. Nice.
Nice. Okay. End of your turn. It goes to the second lot of the lair.
I was trying so hard to stab that corpse.
These four are going to make wisdom saves. Those two succeed. One fails. One is going to attempt to take a bite against Kirv. It's just a regular roll.
BRB, by the way.
Okay, that is a 14 to hit. It fails. Notably, the one who didn't get a bite in the first time round goes to try and take a nibble at your ankle.
Cheeky little nibble.
Yep.
Nope.
Okay. End of their go. It then moves on to the giant spider, who is going to remain there. Kirv, it's your go. What would you like to do? You've heard this call of don't attack. You've heard the call of stop fighting. What would you like to do?
Am I able to get around these guys?
Again, it will be an
don't-
athletics check to try and get past them, if you want to try and push past at all.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, go ahead and make me an athletics check, please. Depending on what way you move, they will move with you, depending on your roll as well.
Uh-huh. So that's a 9. Do I have any pluses? 10.
10. Okay. So they will move with you where you wish to move. If you try to move
Okay,
too
that's
far
fine.
forward in this direction, they will block you. So you need to... So moving to the right or down will be fine, but moving this way is not.
I also don't want to block anyone else.
By all means.
Oh my
The
God.
spiders can get through.
Every way is awful.
Do you wish to move at all?
If I move this way, do I risk the spider eggs?
If you move carefully, no. So you could move up to there, for example, before you get blocked off by these guys.
But then my only... What? Sort of... Sorry, I'm thinking it's because it's not really great, is it?
Oh, something...
can I-
I was going to say, something I probably should tell you. What some people have been doing here is known as holding their action. So effectively they can go, I'm going to hold it until a condition is met, and then my character does something. So you could say, for example, I'm going to hold my action to attack something if action kicks off again, for example. And that's something you are allowed to just do.
Well, if I'm there, am I able to quite easily talk to Vinny and Kat?
Yeah, quite easily, yeah.
Okay, so if I can I move there and then talk to those guys saying, hey, what's going on?
You guys can respond if you
Temporary
wish.
truce
Sorry?
at the moment. A
Yeah,
temporary
Kay
truce.
was
Temporary truce.
Kay was pretty keen on negotiating with these people when we came in, so I guess he's managed to sort something out.
And no sign of a goose?
No.
Not that I've seen, sorry.
The only
Just-
only bird I've seen is Jeff. Like, I've seen a goose. Why is there a goose
to
in here
check,
anyway?
Is this a literal goose or is it more metaphorical?
What, a wild goose chase? Nah. Don't know what you're talking about.
I'm assuming I can see Jeff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeff was hidden throughout this whole thing, so currently,
He's-
and
No?
unless
Well,
you're
no, 'cause
bringing
I'm
Jeff
using-
out.
I said I used Jeff to watch lip reading.
Oh, that's true, yes. So yeah, you can see Jeff. Jeff is currently what looks to be a bright white owl, constructed partially of crystal.
Whoa. No. The goose I'm looking for looks nothing like Jeff. And what does metaphorical mean?
I don't know. It's something to do with hairs. No, wait, that's metaphoricals.
I had to believe that Romulus is literally just talking round the corner. No one has any idea.
Is it just?
He's just talking about follicles.
No, I will actually yell like, Please describe this goose in great detail.
Is it just me, or did anybody else expect to hear? The goose I'm looking for looks nothing like a goose.
Oh, it looks like any other goose.
These are
you
not
know?
the geese you're looking for.
It looks like any other goose, you know. Black feathers, you know, evil eyes, claws.
A crow?
Take that back.
No.
Evil eyes and claws.
Yeah, a goose.
Just look at Vinny. That. Have you seen a goose with claws? I haven't.
Don't know about the claws. I've spoken to some geese before, and they were proper bastards. So I can buy the evil eyes.
They were what?
Oh, I'll explain later.
Yeah. Okay. Damian, it is your go. You're currently having a stare off with this giant blight spider that is wounded, but currently seems to be poised to attack you if you try anything.
Damian wants to move. He wants company. He's wounded. He's bloodied.
Okay, you're gonna try and move away. Romulus. Okay, the two spiderlings are going to try and intercept you, so go ahead and make me an athletics check, please.
I mean, if Damian gets stuck down here, he is very likely to start panicking.
So,
athletics, 15.
Mm-hmm. 15. Okay, so in this instance, you'll be able to move 2 tiles before they cut you off, so you can get to there.
Okay, I move in sight of Romulus. I think Damian's not panicking that much.
This is going to move forward and hold its
Damian's
turn
panicking
there.
Slightly more.
Yeah. Actually, no, it wouldn't be able to do that yet, sorry. It has to do that if something kicks off, because otherwise it would have to attack you as part of the action.
And
so,
Damian will be holding his action, of course.
Okay. Broodtender on its turn is going to hiss something, which Kirv you understand as it says, "What's going on out there?" To which the Silk Spinner is going to use his reaction to reply, "Give me just a moment. We'll sort something out." Okay. A whole round of combat has gone through without any combat itself. So, I would like you to carry on from there. What did you want? You said you wanted to know the truth?
Was it this one? Or was... Does
this one looks
look
different. This one's different. You can see
Where?
that from the hairstyle and the tattoos on his face, he's very different to the other one.
Where is the other one? The other one said that you have caused no trouble for others outside.
My brother? He's the one in charge around here.
I'd like to insight.
Go ahead. I'll go ahead and do it with
double checking to make sure everything.
That's fair. Do it with advantage because he's frightened, and I'm going to just base this off of a passive deception check for him because at the end of the day, that's the best way to do it.
That is 23.
Yes. He is scared of you by all means. He's asked. Well, in this instance, inciting his brother is the one in charge around here. Seems to be telling the truth.
Yes, your brother. Can you get him out? I need to speak with him.
I can try. Give me a moment. Don't attack me or anything, please. Okay.
I'm staying with you. If you try anything, I will attack.
Okay. He is going to kind of stretch his hands out slightly, and he begins to speak to one of the spiders in common so that you can hear it. And he says, please go to my brother and inform him that we have someone here who wishes to talk. Tell them it's a matter of urgency. And you watch as a tiny spider just glows kind of this green for a moment and then skitters off as he is going to spend more spell points to cast Animal Messenger.
As he does that, I'm going to re-up my detect thoughts.
Okay.
I've got one charge.
You re-upped your detect thoughts. As you do so, this is using a rune so it doesn't cause wild magic, correct?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. You hear these. You don't hear the skittering, but you hear the message kind of playing and repeat over and over again, like a broken videotape, as it kind of disappears off down here and then curves back up towards this area where you hear the voice otherwise say, where you hear the voice in the head say, "So they're back. I guess there's no way to avoid this then."
I'm back.
Welcome back. To which you then... do you wish to delve deeper, or are you just reading surface thoughts to this?
For the time being, surface thoughts.
Okay.
'Cause I want to kind of use the thoughts to try and track what he's doing as well, so...
Okay. With this, he is going to... He's going to do that first. As everyone's kind of holding their actions and remaining motionless in this moment, kind of holding where they are, I need to roll these.
I'll inform Vinny. Careful, the other one's coming, and he's potentially going to do something. He said he's pretty much been forced to do something. Be on your
The
guard.
other one being the one we met before.
I'm assuming so, yes, from what I've got of the conversation.
Do that.
Okay.
Then I need to do this. And he should have that.
I'm gonna say, Cat, this diplomacy seems precarious at best. If things go south, do you have anything big you can do?
Romulus, I've got a Romulus. He's
That
big.
works.
Okay. Kirv, you watch as you're looking around and kind of listening to this conversation, you hear skittering and clicking as you watch as a elven silk spinner who is otherwise currently climbing across the ceiling with what looks to be the same kind of spider legs sprouted from his back as he crawls across the ceiling and past you, noting your arrival, noting your presence, so to speak, and then moves around and then poises near here, then kind of stops near the wall. "So you've come back, little one, looking for answers."
Looking for the truth. Both sides are lying, and I want to know the truth.
"How did I lie before? This place is sacred to us. This is our jade."
Do I insight?
The murder.
I mean,
Murder.
let's see. He said it's a sacred site, but I don't know if I necessarily believe that.
Are his thoughts matching his words?
The surface thoughts that you're getting at the moment, in accordance to what you're hearing, his surface thoughts are, "I need to be careful about this. Currently, this is a tense situation." That's about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna insight.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
I
He is
don't
not
necessarily-
scared, so he
He's
will
not scared.
He's not scared, so this will be a flat insight versus his deception. It's cocked. Okay. Total?
That is a 20.
That is a 13 on his part. He seems to be telling the truth. In this instance, where previously you had the suspicions of him potentially lying and he was hard to read, this time around he's being very blatant and forthright. You get a sense that the fact that potentially a relative of his is being threatened by you is enough to put question to his motive right now.
You said you didn't cause trouble for those outside unless they came here. But they have said that you guys have attacked the town and stolen people.
That's what they told you. That's why you're here? Because we apparently took some of their people?
Kay just looks around at the bodies that he does see. Who's to say all of them are ones who came here and not ones that were taken as well?
You can check. The number of bodies matches however many miners there were here. All of them are dwarves and human. About a 60 to 40 male to female ratio. Their quartermaster has already been stripped and killed.
Jesus fucking Christ. Also,
I'd
I'm impressed he knows like the stats off the top of his head.
I'd like to insight that.
Go ahead.
I'd like to detect is any surface thoughts in regards to abductions?
Natural 1. He's hard to read. You get a sense, from what you can understand, he's pulling those stats from somewhere. So potentially he's telling the truth, but at the same time he could just be making up jargon. It's hard to tell. In terms of surface thoughts and what you're picking up, you get the surface thoughts of, I need to be careful here. Maybe we can work out an agreement. Or maybe they'll leave with enough persuasion. Okay.
I have come here only to talk. I did not come here to kill you guys. I spent the entire time making it harder on myself, not killing any of you. I just want to know what I am dealing with, and if things can calm down, then I think it would be better for all parties involved. I can make it a lot easier on myself to kill if I have to.
Make me your choice of an intimidation or persuasion check. Each will have different DCs and results. Cat, while this is going on...
I'm going intimidation because that is what my intent is here.
Okay. Cat, while this is going on and you're still concentrating on this spell, you pick up on a new source nearby of consciousness. A few, actually, from this direction.
Hey.
Do you wish to switch?
I am, yes.
Okay. You hear the thoughts. If brother calls, we'll end this.
Can I see what direction it was? Because I was busy rolling.
If brother calls what?
Okay. We'll end this.
Okay. I'm gonna whisper to Vinny. Vinny, to our left. Apparently they have the capability to end this.
Well, it's not like I went out and changed it. Well, maybe it was a memory glitch.
Kat and Vinny, I would like you to roll me a stealth check.
Shall I go with disadvantages? I've got a glowing knife.
No, because this is talking.
Okay. Okay. 7 plus.
That's an 11.
That's a 10.
Okay. From this distance, Yeah. Okay. Okay. And Kat, who are you focusing on now? What consciousness?
I'm kind of getting I had a rough estimate of what was going on over there and how they were going to be responding. I'm now going to be focusing on back on the silk spinner, because I'm assuming he's the one that's going to make the call.
Focusing back on him, you immediately get the last trail of a thought, whatever it was that he was having, as he thinks they know. He pauses to look at UK. And what did you get for your intimidation or persuasion?
15 for intimidation.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw on his part. Okay. He looks at you and goes, "Your friends have been killing so far. I would ask you to be smart about this. Many have come before trying to do the same thing. This was our site. We have not attacked your people. We've traded with them in the past. We've helped them. And yet, the greed of those in Zakers outdoes the generosity of those in Drell."
Drell?
Roll me a history check.
I think this guy's speaking out his spinneret, frankly.
And
5.
5. You don't recognize the word. Well, you recognize the word Drell, but you don't know where from.
Am I in here, shot?
You are all the way down here.
Yeah.
I'll say roll me a perception check with disadvantage. I'll
Yep,
say in this
that's
instance I'm going to roll a stealth check with disadvantage on my part to see how loud he is at this point. Okay, so with his stealth check that brings it to 11. So if you can beat an 11 with disadvantage on your part, then
No.
no. In this part, you're only making out tidbits of the conversation at the moment, not all of it.
Do I know Drell?
You'd be from the Beastlands, you probably wouldn't. I'd say anyone who does, actually no, Vinny. I'd say no, Vinny, no, you don't need to make a check for this, because
Oh, thank God.
of your background. You know Drell. It was the previous name of the Ivy Hills, before they renamed it after Zakers and Drell merged. Drell was the seedy underbelly that forced a lot of hands when the government was trying to do stuff here. So much so that Zakers is technically independent while also not. Which is how it gets away with most of its tax and criminal charges.
Yay, crime!
Did you not notice that up there? Legal fighting ring?
Legal fighting ring, like 5-minute jaunt from the main road? Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
That's fine.
It's fine.
No, that was perfectly legal, of
It's
course.
totally legal.
Grew up in the Beastlands. There's lots of fighting.
Pop in the Beastlands, it's where fighting rings wherever you want. Alright. So yeah, Vinny, if you wish to chime in, you're welcome to at this point, given you know what Drell is. And Kay looks unsure, I'd say you'd realise.
Okay. So, just so I'm clear, Drell is this area.
Drell is this area. The Ivy Hills, the area of walkways and wooden huts underneath Zakers Crossing is Drell. It's just it was renamed to the Ivy Hills to be more fashionable. And obviously, Damian, you'd know what it is because you would have connection, but you're out of earshot. Earshot, sorry. Yeah, because there's a big Abbey presence down there.
He means the Ivy Hills. I'll call that to Kay.
Okay.
Apparently they were on good terms until recently. Apparently.
If I understand that they have been killing, and I tried to persuade them not to. I didn't come here to try and make trouble. But I did make the effort of not killing, even though I easily could have. So please believe that I am not here to take more from you than we have.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check. And I'm going to say that the DC is going to be lowered because you haven't actually killed anything yet, except for that spider. But nobody saw you do that.
Nobody did.
It just collapsed on its own.
Oh, come on.
Okay, the DC is reduced. So what is the total for your persuasion?
I'm trying to think if I want to use my inspiration on this. Persuasion is... I think I have to. I don't think a 6 is going to be able to cover it, so I have to use my inspiration on this.
Okay, go for it.
I want this to work.
12.
A 13 is better than a 6, so...
A 13 beats the DC of 12 from what he rolled. As he looks at you in this instance, and then looks back towards Cat, and looks at his brother, who kind of just furiously nods.
What's he thinking?
He's thinking, in this instance, and right on the tail end of the spell before it fades, maybe she can help us.
It's a good thing they don't know about all your genociding, Cat.
Yeah.
To which...
When it runs out, I'll re-up for the last charge.
Okay, ring up it for the last charge, okay. He looks at you, Kay, and goes, I think we can come to an arrangement then. What are your terms? Do you want us out of here? Is that what you're after?
Let's see. Exactly what we're after is we're after one piece of jade.
You've swiped 3 so far.
I've swiped 3.
You don't even need to worry about that.
4 pieces of jade, possibly,
And
basically everyone to coincide, so or coexist anyway.
Did we have to...
Okay, can I chime in? I'm assuming this is a normal conversation.
Yeah, this is happening in common, so you can chime in.
Okay, so essentially the people of Zaka are just going to keep sending people down because they're going to want this. What we want is for you lot to be safe, for the people that they send from Zaka and the miners to be safe. Maybe we can engage in negotiations with someone higher up that if this is your territory and Zaka's claiming it, maybe we could split the jade? Something like that? I mean, I don't know who we'd speak to in regards to this, but there's got to be a diplomatic way of dealing with this rather than aggressively launching people at each other. And spiders.
Make me a persuasion check.
Kay would also like to chime in.
Go for it. While Cat's rolling.
The jade to us is insignificant. We only came for a small amount to complete a mission. But what I personally want is I want everyone to be calmer. Them not sending... Them letting you live here peacefully without trying to constantly get rid of you. And for you to... show me that you won't interfere with them there. I can't stand the way this makes me feel. I've never felt caring before I met. Also, I wish to understand how one of you come to be, you as an individual. They said you turn others into you, but I'm not sure of that.
Not entirely correct on that final bit. I have an idea that we can potentially work with. I believe that's an natural 20, Cat, that you said?
Yeah, I got 27.
Yeah. I'm going to roll just in case he gets a natural 20, because that would give him 29. Actually, no, give him higher than that. No, that's not a natural 20. I've had a thought that could work. We can leave this place, and you can take your small tribute of jade with you. But we need your assistance with something. One that I think your caster friend back there can help with.
What is it that you require assistance with?
The miners unearthed a section of jade which we required it to remain hidden as it was sacred. They chose to try and take it, and thus we acted. They were warned diplomatically. Messengers were sent. And yet they tried to take it anyway. That is why we acted. If you can help us remove it so that we can move it to a better location, then we might consider leaving this place.
I would like to insight this.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Do his thoughts match what he's saying? Does
That
this
is
seem
not.
genuine?
What's the insight?
9.
9, that meets the DC. Because I'm rolling for him, and he's got a +0 to all of these. He seems to be telling the truth. A lot of these things, there seems to be a genuine negotiation that he wants this to happen, and he thinks that one of your party may be able to help. Meanwhile, Kat, you're getting the general message in his head of, if they can clear the area around it out, we can carry it away in the Crucible. But we also need our escape route cleared as well. Maybe she can help with that.
Okay.
I look at Kat because I know she can read thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be hilarious if you actually do try to help them and you accidentally roll a fireball.
Don't even, because I know how this is going to work out. Exactly like that. Or just flumps everywhere, apparently, now. Who's be like, oh, where's this army come from? Trust me, I don't know.
Free food! Get him!
I'll eat 'em.
If it means we're not going to have to, we don't have to fight and we can settle this peacefully, I'm more than happy to help where I can. But no more fighting, and peacefully. You get to leave after.
But big monster!
You hear a sigh from the other consciousness as it begins to move, seemingly listening into the conversation that is taking place.
Is that the one that's over here?
Over here, yeah. And you feel it move, and then Kay, you spy out the corner of your eye what looks to be another silk spinner, female this time, as she otherwise looks over and goes, I guess that means we're not fighting then.
Nope.
I will release the one that I am holding.
Okay.
I will hold on to his book, though.
Okay. He swings away as you watch as you note that from the back at the base where the spider legs are, where this kind of shooting silk hits section, he otherwise swings over to his brother, who then kind of stops over near here, and the spiders back off. Notably, with the other silk spinner, I'm not going to bother pulling the tiles over now, but you note 2 giant blight spiders are with her.
Oh, wonderful.
Let's go.
That would have been fun.
I also do like the idea of just showing off that I can just walk on the webs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you're holding onto the book. So.
Yeah, I'm holding onto the book.
This has now become a social encounter / challenge encounter. We will continue with this next week, of which I will be telling you the challenges, and you lot will be deciding how you wish to resolve them. Overfailing will result in combat.
I'm looking forward to it, though.
What, combat?
No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to doing the diplomatic.
Yeah.
So, in this instance, given that you have challenges next week, and given that you've progressed effectively through over 50% of the dungeon this session because of how diplomacy has worked, I'm going to say everybody levels up.
Oh, yeah.
Now remember, you haven't taken a long rest. This means that you do not gain spells, you only gain what you would gain this time. So, you will gain hit points based on what you roll for your maximum and your current. And you will not, and any features you would get over a short rest, you get the use of. You'll recover spell points equal to the spell point increase. Your proficiency bonus will go up and you'll get features, but you do not get your new spells yet.
And as previously established, I get extra attack, even though, because both of my things get extra attack at 5th level. Yay!
Yep, correct. As does Kay. Yeah, both of you will gain extra attack. So, first off, I think we'll handle the rolling of hit points to begin with. And then we'll call it there, and I will go through with everybody about their level ups and what kind of things they'll get access to at a later date, but most of you already know this. So, let's start with you, Romulus. Are you taking a level in Fighter, or are you taking a level in Barbarian?
Oh, I'd Fighter. I gotta get me them runes eventually.
Go ahead and roll me a d10 then, please. Add your con mod. I think this music's a bit too spooky for this. Let's go to something a bit more passive. 3. Okay. So, and that's a 3 for you. Kirv, this is your first level up outside of character creation.
Uh-huh.
So you can either choose to take a level in another class or one in Warlock. I would generally recommend don't multi-class until you know what you'd want to go.
Okay, so in Warlock.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me a d8. It's down next to your d10 down here. Okay, go ahead and roll that. 8. Nice. Okay, we'll handle how to add your hit points in a moment once the stream is over. Cat, go ahead and roll me a d6. Are you taking a level in Wizard or Sorcerer?
Wizard, Sorcerer. So it'd be Wizard this time.
Okay, and that is a 2, unfortunately for you.
Yep, classic
Cat. Okay, Vinny.
Okay. I am going in Bard to try and get towards my other subclass.
7. Nice. Kay, you rolled your 12 already. Good to see. And Damian, go ahead and roll me your d10.
Yeah, I generally can't remember how the hell living up works.
If I remember correctly, it's the dice plus your Constitution modifier?
Yes, it is, yeah. When putting it into your character sheet, you can just double-click on your maximum health and then on the core page, and just put plus the number, and then provided you put your level up 1, it will sort it all out for you.
Is it the number that I'm putting in plus
you rolled? Just the number you rolled.
Just the number I rolled.
Yeah. So put the number that you rolled in to that. I'll go through that with everybody in just a mo after we've ended the stream. But yes, so congratulations everyone for leveling up.
But it's not over yet. There's still a number of challenges to go, such as otherwise acquiring a sacred artifact to these people, clearing their escape routes, whatever that means, all the while trying to avoid problems within this location. So, thank you for watching, hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye.